Morning, everybody! Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Live on your Odyssey app, AUDACY. And, of course, you guys can watch us every single day on YouTube and Twitch, the channel, Miami 560 WQAM. Hey, Leroy.
What's
That's
up?
a snazzy pullover thing that you have there.
The conditions were the same when I had to buy it. Remember, I went up, it was September,
Yep.
and it was like this. It caught me off guard.
I don't like this. I want it to end.
That's fine. Listen, this rain doesn't bother me because I'm not doing anything anyway, right?
I could do
I'm working.
this.
And it doesn't really affect anything I want to do. If I want to get in the pool, I can get in the pool. If I want to get in the jacuzzi, I can get in the jacuzzi. So, if I wanted to golf, I could golf. This isn't bad weather to golf.
It's bad weather to live in. I don't like
Yes.
What is
Listen,
London?
nothing. You know, this weather says you drive by somebody and they're driving too slow and you give them the finger. That's what kind of weather this is, right?
Terrible.
It's just terrible weather. Like, everybody's in a bad mood. Nobody, like,
Especially down at 601 Biscayne Boulevard. Not a good mood.
You pulled the Leroy. You pulled the Leroy. You know Leroy likes to get to stuff.
Hey, what else are we waiting for? Headlines brought to you by Rock. Choose from over 500 new Kia models in inventory of the Sportage, Sorrento, and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. The Miami back in action tonight. 7:30 against the Milwaukee Bucks, which means a 6:15 preheat with Solana and Tommy Tag. No Jimmy Butler tonight. He has been suspended yet again by the Miami Heat, who released a statement last night. We have suspended Jimmy Butler for 2 games for continued pattern of disregard for team rules, insubordinate conduct, and conduct detrimental to the team, including missing today's team flight to Milwaukee. Jimmy Butler apparently thought that he was going to fly on his own, that he had made his own accommodations to get to Milwaukee, and they said, no, thanks, you're suspended.
Where did you think this was going to go? Right. You knew something was going to happen, that Jimmy was going to be on that plane.
Yep. They have not wanted this to hit the road at all, and now it's out of their little heat bubble for a couple of days. But dude, like at this point, I'm not saying that he'd have to bend to the whim of trading him for whatever or take on a bad deal.
It's getting there.
But, well, fine. But to bring him back into that locker room,
right,
and to put him around that team and to put your team through it anymore, Leroy, is stupid.
Here's the problem.
It's a stupid move by the Miami Heat if he's back here.
Here's the problem. The problem is not him being back in the locker room. It's collective bargaining. You can't just.
You think he wouldn't pay to be away? You don't think he would take that? I would say he would take that very nicely.
No, I think he would be Jimmy.
What do you think? You think Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy clearly doesn't want to play basketball.
Very clearly doesn't want to play basketball.
The Heat don't want him to play basketball.
He is given the old Marshawn Lynch. I'm just playing so I don't get fined.
And he's playing.
And that is the level of play. He is not playing to win. He is playing not to get his money messed with. What are we doing? What are we doing for this team anymore?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? What's the point of it? Oh, she here? Don't lie. You know you're here. Suspended.
Team rules.
Suspended.
Team rules.
Insubordination by the murderer.
Really? Actually, if we go by past history, this is
that's lenient. Like you're like,
we're
I always come here at 10:08.
Yeah.
What's the problem with the team flight now? All of a sudden. Hello, Jennifer.
At least I showed up. Jimmy.
Wow.
So, look,
man.
Here's the deal. If anybody thought that this was going to go any different. If anybody thought that Jimmy, see, I knew Jimmy was going to be Jimmy after his first comments before the season and the way he played. Because now I'm thinking like this. I go back and retroactively put all the pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says he came in late because he's missed his flight, really? He had fire problems when he came in the media day?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go back and put all this stuff together and see how it's been building. And then he still does his Jimmy thing when he says he wasn't going to do that. Then I knew there was no way, because you have gone to a place where you can't go back. And that's where he went. He has done things where, even with the team being just exhausted of this, you can't go back. How can you go back? What could you say to Bam, to Tyler, to Duncan? What could you say to those guys that they would say, come on back, let's just do this?
But at what point, when do you owe it to those guys also to just let them have a productive work environment? Like you
in the beginning of the year. Money has nothing to do with it.
I'm talking about right now.
Right now, the only way you can do it is just say Jimmy's not going to be here.
Just don't have them there anymore.
Right.
Enough. Like, you're going to continue to what? Weasel your way into suspensions? How do we find a way to suspend them?
Because here's where both sides are. They want him to bleed. How do you make a player bleed? You take his money. So it's not a matter of just like, listen, you're not playing for us because we wouldn't pay you 2 years down the road. We're not going to just pay you and tell you to stay at home and then see you on Instagram and Twitter or whatever, living the good life while we out here, fighting a good fight.
Yeah.
If that's the way you want it, then we going to find ways to take that money. If you don't want to play basketball for us until we can get through this, then we're not paying you. So you decide how you want to do this. And he has decided.
Yeah, I'm not going to play.
He has decided. So they have recourse. They have set themselves up so that.
Yeah, but you don't have recourse, though. Like, you can
take his money.
You can continue to look ways to take his money, and then you're going to bring him back Monday, and he's going to play at 10%?
No.
15%?
No, because if these keep adding up, then it can be a bigger suspension. That's the whole
What's
point.
going to add up? What's going to get to the point? Like, they already stretched it out on a 7-game suspension, Leroy.
There's a certain way and process you have to go through to give him a maximum suspension. And that's the CBA. That's why they're doing it this way. So at any point in time, if Jimmy doesn't change his behavior until this is taken care of. Now, it's only 2 weeks. Because if it's not, it'll be done in 2 weeks.
What, the trade deadline?
Yeah.
It maybe. I mean, they seem pretty like they're not going to go and take a deal that they don't want.
Everybody says that now.
They had him away for 2 weeks. They didn't make a trade.
Everybody says that now. Remember the Heat? When the Dame thing, we don't have to budge. He wants to come here and
but at what point do the Heat? Just let me ask you this: At what point do the Heat have their own stubbornness stop getting in their way?
But here's
you keep doing this. Let me just finish.
Go ahead.
Like, you keep getting to this point, not you, but as the franchise,
you
guys keep getting to this point where it's like, we're not going to bend, we're not going to break,
right.
We're not going to let him win on this. He's won, Leroy.
But
it's over already. Like, they've gotten to a point where he has to come back because they're going to keep looking for suspensions. You're ruining any chance that these players have to have a productive work environment.
Okay, but here's the other thing that all parties need to understand, well, especially Jimmy's side. When you're involving 3 or 4 teams, that's not an overnight quick thing. So, it's not, you can't tell me the Heat aren't trying to get this done.
Okay, but if you're not,
when you involve four teams, 3 or 4 teams,
what does he need to play?
That doesn't happen overnight.
Why does he need to play for the Heat anymore?
Because of the collective bargaining agreement, you can't just tell him to stay home.
People have done it before, and I guarantee you, Jimmy Butler's not shooting that down. If I don't lose my money and I'm not with the team anymore, I have a pretty strong impression he's going to be fine with that. But the Heat want to be petty and take his money.
Yeah.
And like, what benefit is that to your players?
You get the money,
dude. Come on,
it's a principle.
Money that's getting.
You would have a problem. We have this problem throughout sports. If a guy's making a boatload of money, right, and not playing well, you're not going to have a problem if a guy's making a boatload of money and sitting at home?
Right now, no. I'd rather just have the team play because he's not trying to win for you. But Leroy, he's not trying to win.
No, we know this.
You can't force him to play and try and win.
There is nothing that you're saying that isn't true.
There's no, to me, but here's what I say.
Right.
There's no difference to me as a fan of the team, as a team who watches. There's no difference to me in paying Jimmy Butler to show up in a Heat uniform and play 15% just at the level that you can't find me. There's no difference between that and him not being there anymore and paying him. There's no difference. And honestly, the one difference is the positive repercussions of, hey, no one's got to deal with it anymore. Tyler doesn't got to deal with it anymore. Bam doesn't have to deal with it anymore. The rookies don't have to deal with it anymore. Spo doesn't have to deal with it, which they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to be in this public pissing match anytime.
There's that 3-letter word.
What?
That's driving all of this. Ego.
Yeah, that's true.
And you could say, it's Jimmy's ego that, oh, y'all not going to give me what I want? Watch this. And Pat's ego saying, oh, okay, we'll find a way to take your money. If it's about money, then why are you doing this to not get your money? Right? Because this lost money. And the more Jimmy does this, the harder it is. Because here, these fines are ridiculous. You go and you complain, they're giving the money back. Mm-hmm. However, if this continues, it does make it harder for anyone to say to the Miami Heat that you were unjust. Right? So I think it's a situation of, if this was all about money, why would you do something to get fined and not make money? Right? Sometimes players think this: if I go out and ball, then they won't do nothing and they'll think that everything's cool.
Well, I think that probably happened. Like, he probably thought that,
but he never.
You guys aren't moving fast enough for me to want to get out of here.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden we have a fake sickness.
But
and then all of a sudden,
problem is that he couldn't possibly know that. Do you hear the complications they have to go through to make this trade work?
I don't want to hear about complications about trade right now. I don't want to hear about
that. You got to involve so many teams.
That's fine.
That doesn't happen overnight.
Okay, but after one game, okay, you've already been through this twice with him. Okay. Right. The fake sickness, which is what I'm calling it, okay? The fake sickness / ankle injury, where he came back and said, I'm going to play. Didn't. Suspend him. Okay. Comes back. What do we have? Him also not playing really. Not really. He's out on the court. He's not really playing basketball. Not to win. It's not an effect on just him and you. It's an effect on the other players. Like, when do you start caring about that?
Yes.
I get it. But that's the point. You wanted to know, how much would he get it to a point of, I'm not going to be positive for you guys?
He's
already shown you.
I just think that and how Jimmy has handled this, the only way that you can penalize him is take his money. That's it. Having him sit on the end of the bench does nothing, because that attitude is still in the locker room.
Yeah.
having him stay at home, valid, but just like you're gonna, man, that's
Great.
brutal.
So let me get this straight. We're gonna come back on Monday against the Magic,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna try this again.
If he's not traded, yeah.
So
And then he gets suspended.
That's so dumb.
Huh?
That's so dumb.
I
What an
I
incredible
get it.
waste of time.
I get it, but if you were like, it's hard to explain. But you are paying this man $48 million.
What now?
Right. So try to get some of it back.
Great. Congratulations.
That's what it's about.
Congratulations.
Like, where did he go?
You really showed us. You really, hey.
It's not a matter of showing. It's not a matter of showing you. It's a matter of showing.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, the only other argument would be, oh, well, we don't want to lose leverage in trades. Dude, it's over with that. The leverage in trades.
That's what you thought with Dame.
And which I was right.
There wasn't no. Yeah, he went somewhere else.
I understand.
So clearly, no.
Okay, but that was another play where the Heat got too stubborn, got too cute, and they didn't get Damian Lillard.
Oh, that's what you think it was?
What do you think it was?
Okay.
Well, what do you think it was?
All right.
You don't think that was a play?
Yeah, I think the Heat should have everybody should have just been quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and the deal would have got done.
Okay.
Instead of walking around.
So now we're so now we're walking around. So Pat Riley feels good today because he got Jimmy Butler for another couple of games. But what about what Tyler and Bam have to deal with on Monday?
Right.
What about what Kalila has to deal with?
That's my biggest.
What about
problem.
Nikola Jovic?
That's my biggest problem.
Okay, so like, but at what point does the Heat talk about the cost of doing business when it comes to your team, the actual team that you want to play?
I'm here. I don't know if an injury is not involved, if you can just tell a guy to stay home.
I'm sure they could.
No, I'm telling you, I think that it has something, the collective bargaining. I don't think you can do that.
Okay. And to everybody who's saying it ain't my money, you're not getting anything for your money. He's not trying to win basketball games. Like, that's the thing that's crazy to me.
You know what else is crazy? You wanted to pay this guy.
I did. But I would have been right.
No, you wouldn't have.
I would have been right.
No, you wouldn't have.
I would have been.
Because you
never would have happened.
Wait.
Never would have happened.
Wait.
It never would have happened.
Hold on.
Never would have happened.
If you're saying that you're not paying for a guy to play basketball.
Oh, stop acting like this is the same thing. You're doing a Peter Pan argument right now.
No, I'm not.
Stop acting like he would have acted the same if he would have gotten his money.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
But would he have played more games than he's been playing the last 3 years?
Yeah.
Based on what?
Wouldn't have fake sicked?
Oh my God. Do you not understand?
No suspensions.
This was one of the major crux of this problem, of this issue, of why Jimmy wouldn't get paid.
Don't use crux
because
on
he
me.
wasn't playing enough games.
Great. And so now I have him out there for what? To sell what? A few Vice jerseys?
Pat's right in this, but the
But
Heat.
wrong. That's what it's weird.
No,
right?
no. Pat's right in this everything, but his handling of this is nasty work. Dude, you knew you weren't going to give this man another contract.
Should have did something last year.
You should have did something before the season started. You knew this. You had this crazy idea that, oh, well, one more. Let's go one more. One last run. One hoorah.
And you
no,
know what's
that
crazy? We all know Pat as the person who does stuff before this gets to this
and
point.
you let this get to this point.
Mhm.
That's on you. Now I'm laughing at you now because this esteemed, well-run organization is doing, to me, Peter Pan stuff right now, like you just said.
Can I say this though?
It's petty.
It's
Can
petty.
I just say this though? They probably had a conversation with Jimmy in the summer, right? And that conversation, like we heard when he came in,
Mhm.
that I'm gonna just ball and it doesn't matter. And maybe they believed him because they have that relationship, right? And that's where it went sideways. Because, like you said, he might have got tweaked a little bit. He said, "Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna ruin my chance to
Something
get
changed in the middle
another
because
Right.
the first time the word was good. Like, he didn't start the season loafing it.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So that it's not. No. See, while I'm not assuming, this summer when we talked about this, Jimmy said, I'm just going to go out and ball. He said those words. And so from that standpoint, maybe that he got duped, which is something that never happens to Pat.
No, the time they got duped was when he came back from fake sickness. That's when they got duped.
Right.
They've been getting duped the last few years, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to.
Cronin,
What are you
Joe
going to do?
Cronin.
What's going to happen next? Here's the next one, Vlad. Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley, Mickey Harrison have a sit down with Adam Silver. Jimmy Butler promises he's going to play. And then Jimmy Butler puts up 12 points. No assists. No rebounds.
Okay, here's the other thing.
You can't make a guy. You can make him go out in uniform, and you can have Mike Biamonte introduce him, and you can have the flamethrowers shooting up from the sky. But you can't make that guy play winning basketball.
So let me ask you this, because this is going to be very interesting. So apparently Jimmy has taken his own accommodations to fly without the team.
He's done it before, but he doesn't do it all the time.
He doesn't do it all the time, but there's been precedence.
There's been precedent. Yep. But if you have a team policy, it's when do you overlook that precedent?
Or what if they told him be on that plane?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm not here to debate whether Jimmy Butler broke a rule or not. But what I think is silly is you were looking for a reason.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you were looking for a reason.
Yeah, because it's like, if I'm Jimmy, you've done it before. I've done it before. This is not nothing new. And there's a possibility the game might not even be played. You know what I mean? Because Milwaukee's still.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not assuming what Jimmy said. That is what Jimmy said. Jimmy talked about not getting a contract
He's been
before
saying,
the season.
I'm going to hoop. I'm going to ball. Yep.
So that's not.
We gotta take a break. We'll take a break.
Because you talk too much.
That's fair. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. If Heat fans want to call in, 305-567-0560. I'd love to hear from some Heat fans today on the Jimmy Butler situation, where you guys are out. Wade 06 MV3 says, Big Face Coffee about to get review bombed.
Nah, I'm about to give it 5 stars.
Is it good?
I don't know.
Well, you like this. You like Knicks chaos. You must be loving this.
No, I don't. I don't, because I thought this is. I'm really upset now. I'm upset at both parties, but I'm really starting to become upset with Pat for allowing this. This is this is almost like a stain. It's a nasty stain. It's like a ketchup stain on the knife.
You think Pat should have been more preemptive?
Absolutely.
Yes,
fam. Leroy.
Yeah. Jimmy.
He did this.
Jimmy is being Jimmy, and Pat
did this in Chicago. He did this in Minnesota. He did this in Philadelphia. What made Pat think he wasn't going to do that to him?
But this is worse than all of those.
Yeah,
because everybody knew. We knew this was going to happen.
But this is the thing that he does keep getting. He does keep feeling like, oh, we did good things together. Business, will not get in the way. And that is a blind spot.
Here's the other thing, though. In all the other situations, okay, and maybe Pat was thinking this too, Jimmy did not ever go on the court and not play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So however much attitude Jimmy gave the organization or whatever, he never didn't play basketball when he went on the court. So this is something different.
Yeah, it's worse.
But I will say this about Pat. There ain't never been a player that Pat didn't see where it was going and preemptive struck.
Well, except LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
Yeah, he thought
no
shot LeBron would leave.
Well, first of all, that's a whole different, right? That's a whole different thing, because you're talking about one of the best to ever do it. Mm-hmm. So, but
he still thought no shot in hell that LeBron would leave.
Yes, and yeah, and because keep in mind, this was also in Pat's mind the first time he buckled a little and gave a player everything he wanted. Mm-hmm. So that's why he probably thought, no way,
Ricardo, what's up, man? Ricardo.
Hey, what's up, Vlad?
Hey, what's up?
Yes, sir.
It's Tobin. What's up, man?
Oh, what's going on, Tobes? Sorry, I had the show on simultaneously, so I'm hearing you guys in double.
That's a big word for me, dog.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
But I'm gonna be the Jimmy enthusiast over here and just say that I'm gonna be willy-nilly Wile E. Coyote over here and say, let's say, since we're putting a bunch of hypotheticals and assumptions out here, let's say 2-game suspension again, we're still keeping him at home. Let's say we can get through this charade through February 6th. Jimmy will have no choice but to play basketball at that point and just ball out.
Not really. You're making the same assumption Pat made. See, we all made the assumption, and this is the only assumption we all made based on what Jimmy said.
Yeah, because here's the worst case scenario. What I would say, Ricardo, is he could coast or whatever he's going to do after February 6th, where he said, and he was asked about that the last time he spoke to me, and he says, well, then I'll go out and hoop. But all right, he can also just opt into $50 million. He has a play.
I would say to that, yeah, and I would say that would be the last straw for both sides at that point, because one, he can't go, and then secondly, he would have no choice but to play ball. And considering they can't sit him out for the rest of the year, who knows what if that provides that spark that, okay, like both sides, like you can't do anything about it at this point. Let's just go win basketball games. And who knows, what if this is that point in that year that, okay, we can't get anything done because we're both going to be petty on both sides. So you know what? We're just going to hold you out. And then we'll leave you with no choice.
Here's the problem, though.
I would just say I feel like they've already gotten to that point.
Here's the problem, though. And then what do you do if he opts in?
Right.
And with the same attitude. Now you're signed up for 48. So that means to be petty, you're going to pay $100 million?
$100 million.
And you can't be petty to the rest of your team.
Right.
Like
But
that's the point where now this is.
See, I
like
blame what's happening to the rest of the team
on Riles.
On Jimmy.
Oh,
Because you go into court with them.
See,
and whenever here's a rule that all sports have, right? Once you come in this room, your contract disputes, your money issues, or whatever are out the door. Once you come in here, it's all about playing and winning games. And if you look at all the sports, they all have that same rule. You understand?
Yeah.
If you don't go in that room, you can complain about your money, right? Once you come in this room, it's about basketball. It's about football or whatever.
I get that, Leroy. But once you suspend a player 7 games,
Right.
now it becomes a part of what are you going to do with this player for us to move on for the rest of the season?
They're
Because-
trying.
No. 7-game suspension. You went on a West Coast trip. You heard what the players were saying.
Of course.
The
Yeah.
team is getting together. There's continuity.
100%.
But they figured, Riles, Mickey, and our Heat brass are gonna take care of this, and we're gonna start the season anew. Don't have to deal with all this craziness.
But
And then what happened? The closer they were getting back to that game on Friday against Denver, they lost to the Lakers. I mean, they lost to the Clippers, lost to the Lakers, lost to Denver. Great game Sunday. Tall time was,
but they've mostly, since he's come back from the fake sickness,
they haven't played well.
they've gotten the doors blown off them 3 times in 4 games.
Right.
And you're right. Look, it is Jimmy's fault. I'm not absolving. Jimmy has been unprofessional. Jimmy has completely quit on this team. I'm not worried, but I'm not here to absolve Jimmy and say, hey, you reward that. Give him, but Leroy, I want to watch the team play actual basketball and be able to try and win.
Yeah, like as fans of the team, right? As fans of the team, we want to see good basketball. This is a deterrent.
Yes.
But there's ways that you have to fix it. Like, and this is why I keep mentioning the CBA. There's certain ways you have to go about it. And that's what the Heat are doing. Now, keep in mind, at no point in time in either Jimmy's career or what he said before this year did anybody think he was going to go on the basketball court and do this. So let's be clear about that. Second of all, when Jimmy says, and I didn't want to go here, but I'm going to go here. When Jimmy says, yeah, there were some guys who,
Checked in on me.
And I know who the guys who didn't. Now all of a sudden you want boys?
Right.
When you treat them like that on the basketball court? No.
It's a bad spot to put.
No.
It's a horrible spot to put in not only the guys whoever's not checking in with you and you want to fake
But
that.
even more so your boys that are checking in on you.
Exactly. It puts him in a horrible spot.
Who's checking in with him?
hold on.
K-Love?
It could be
K-Love, Rozier, Nico.
Nico.
That's a terrible thing. Like,
he's probably thinking maybe 13, maybe
No,
maybe
come
maybe
on,
Bam.
man.
I know.
Listen, all this talk
Look,
and all this nonsense, all I have is what you're saying and what you're doing.
you're putting a horrible you're doing a horrible job for Nikola Jovic, and I know that Nico has a lot of love for him. This man and Jimmy Butler, 1, defended how they were misusing him, and 2, went to a G League game to go watch him. I know that he's got a lot of love for that kid. You're not doing right by him. Like this kid could really be something, and you're playing half-ass out there.
You're not doing well, and Jimmy, you're not. No, and this is where Jimmy, both parties at fault. Jimmy, yes, you're not a good example, and this is what pisses me off about the Heat too. You got a great young nucleus. They don't need to be.
I said that before.
They do not need to be exposed to this nastiness.
Yeah,
that is going on.
Khalil Ware was there across the locker room when that whole thing was going on, like popcorn in hand. Like he's like, "What the hell?"
Like, yeah, what is this?
It's like, what? I'm serious. I'm telling you guys. Like, I'm watching this, and he's like, he could have left. He was dressed. He's like, I'm watching.
You know what? And
How could you not want to watch the car crash?
because there doesn't need to be a car crash. They could have easily just, put their signal on and go get out the highway.
I don't think what everybody is trying to get accomplished is as easy as one would think. Because keep in mind, Jimmy says he only wants to go to Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more than damn sure if he would have, and remember,
he had originally said he'll play for any team other than Miami.
So let's go there.
So then he did, yeah.
So
that was
all
lie.
the things
he's like. Hey, guess what, guys? He lies.
Right.
He's a liar.
So now,
don't say
he's a liar.
So now,
what are we talking about?
So now we can't sit here and say that all this and to accomplish all this is going to happen in a couple of days. But Jimmy's turning up the heat.
No,
you
I
just
understand.
want to tell him stay home.
No.
Literally
But we can say now it's been a couple. Dude, this has now been going on for a month.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah, but you know how trades work.
Fine.
They usually come right before. Wait, it's not just this year. It's not just the years past. Most trades happen the week of the deadline.
Right. 15 minutes of heat, which are brought to you by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here.
30.
Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. Call 832-930-6181. We will get some heat calls on the other side, 305-567-0560. Back after this.
we got, well, who else is on the team? And Elsa goes, hey, you know the pregnant girl over at I'm like, what?
We
She
thought there
goes-
was a
she
pregnant
goes,
woman
wait,
on the
wait,
team. That was
let me
crazy.
finish. I'm like, this is what we do. We don't never let people finish before we jump down their throat. Her husband, he's 6. So there's nobody's
Kevin.
over 5'5" except for him. He's over 6 foot.
But I'm confused. Is she on the team or the husband?
Yep, I don't know.
Because
Once she
does
said,
he work with us?
did
I'm
you know
very
the pregnant
confused.
girl over there?
Well, hold on. There's people on the other teams that I know definitely did not work at some of these stations.
They got
yeah.
ringers.
What? You can't have no 6'8", 18-year-old who
but
could
is
like
he 6'8"
jump.
or is he 6 foot? Like if you need a
No,
ringer,
I'm talking about no. And JFig, can be honest, the team that we lost to.
So the rumor on the street is
Uh-huh.
they're not playing this year.
Oh
So
no,
we might have a chance.
I don't think you guys have a chance.
you guys have no.
Can I just tell you? And so I warned her.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, don't go up in there and get crossed up like Gabby did last year.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, that was bad coaching by Marcos.
Marcos was he was over there
That
trying to
that was
edit
wrong.
his
I cannot take
layup.
accountability for that one. That was all.
Quickly, let's get to the road to repeat here. Brought to you by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
Your Florida Panthers.
Cats. Lose to the LA Kings last night, 2-1. Give up 2
Oh,
in the
2-1
third
filthy.
period. 2-1 filthy. They lose, so they will try and bounce back coming up this weekend. Lucas, what's going on, Lucas?
What's going on, guys? Big fan of the show. I'm a big Heat super fan, so I'm usually on Tobin's side of pretty much everything. But let me tell you, love you, Leroy, but I'm on your side on this. Tobin, I think you are completely dissolving Jimmy of a lot of blame on a lot of this. And listen, I know the argument of wanting to keep him home, all that. But listen, like I think he's being a big crybaby. I love the guy, but I'm so sick of adding that qualifier at this point. But I think he's being a big crybaby in a lot of this. And I think the Heat are just doing their job and reacting to what he's doing. And I'd love to hear what you think about that.
Well, let me ask you before you go.
What's up?
Do you want him to play on Monday?
Oh, well, if it's my want, I trade him, but it's really not up to the Heat right now.
No, I'm saying
that.
I'm saying no trade. I'm saying the suspension's up on Monday. Do you want him to play for the Miami Heat? Like,
if he's still on the roster, I would not want him to. So I guess at that point, I would kind of agree with you. But I
sounds
think,
like you're boxed in.
In general,
sounds like you're boxed in.
I think
now you know how I feel.
That sounds like you're boxed
Yeah,
in.
like-
Sounds like you're boxed in, Lucas. I love you.
If I could say one more thing,
Sure.
If I could say one more thing, I think in general, Tobin, listen, I love you. I've been in your side for years. But I think in general, I think you're just looking at the Heat a lot in the situation. I think it's 99% Jimmy's fault.
I listen.
Here.
Thank you for mostly being on my side, except now.
Wait, this breaks it down. This whole Jimmy situation started with Tobin's question. Brendan asking Pat that question was the genesis of this drama.
Not my fault.
Call him Brendan.
I don't like that.
That's what I'm just reading.
I don't like. No, I'm not. Look, I don't want to do. You guys can throw tomatoes at me if you want to. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, and I'm not absolving Jimmy of blame. I'm trying to. I'm really not though. Like all I'm trying to tell you is
you're trying to get to a solution.
If you want to keep suspending him, suspend him the rest of the season. If the Miami Heat were legally allowed to, and I could say, hey,
they would.
If Jimmy was allowed to be suspended for the rest of the season for how he's acted, I would be all for that.
They can't.
I would be all for that.
Collective bargaining. So you got to go about things a certain way.
Jimmy has been completely lame. He has been a crybaby. He has quit on his team. If the Miami Heat were allowed to suspend him for the rest of the season and they could take the rest of his contract, I would be for it. However, they are not. And so I would like to quit doing this stop and start game. Oh, he's back. Is he not going back? Is he going to give effort? Is he not going to give effort? Enough. I just want to watch the Heat. I want to watch tall time. Work out a trade. If you can't, I'm not saying take a bad trade. Don't miss my words here. I'm not saying I'm taking Bradley Beal. You got me there. But what I am saying is, hey, let's put the gas on this a little bit, which apparently they have, but maybe now the Bucks aren't in on Bradley Beal, whatever. I don't care. All I'm saying is the solution needs to be found, and I cannot have this guy stepping on the court for the team anymore. he doesn't try and win. So if there was an option to suspend him for the rest of the year, Old Toes would be for it. But there's not. So let's find an actual solution onto getting. I know it would make the locker room happy. It would certainly make Spo happy. I'm sure it wouldn't make Mickey happy, because why would you want to pay somebody $500,000 for every game?
Let me read this one, because this is not accurate. MacMahon or MacMon.
MacMahon.
MacMahon. MacMon. See, I did the same thing.
Who the hell's MacMahon? Why wouldn't you be MacMahon?
I don't know. Maybe it was taken. You know how internet works.
Sure.
The Jimmy drama is not affecting the team. It's just affecting the media. That is not accurate. Dude, those guys just look beat up.
There's nobody it's
stuck in the middle.
Trust me, there's nobody that's affecting less than the media.
Right.
The media loves this.
Right.
The national media loves this. It's drama nonstop. The local media, I guess, hey, is Jimmy going to speak today? Nah. I can tell you one thing, as somebody who's covered this team, it's not that different. Jimmy walked out the other day. It's like, did Jimmy speak? Nope, left. Oh, that's kind of like every other season. Spoke once a week.
So checking the internet, they do say that a sports team can send a player home paid, meaning they will continue to receive their salary even though they are not actively participating with the team. It's usually due to injury, disciplinary reasons, or strategic decision to rest the player. So they can send his ass home.
They can send him home.
Take a break. Hour 2 is next. To the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to our headlines, you rascals. Brought to you by Doral Kia. Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory of the Sportage, the Sorrento, and the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. We'll get back to the Jimmy Butler thing, but we spent the whole hour on it. If you guys do want to call in, I'll take your calls, take your chats. Well, maybe I'll even fire up this text machine. I just got to bang on it a couple times to see if it works. But NFL award finalists are out, Leroy, for the season. And congratulations to Chop Robinson.
All rookie team?
Finalist for the Rookie of the Year. A finalist.
Really?
Finalist for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Who
We got Jared Verse. He's good.
he's good.
Quinion Mitchell, Philadelphia Eagles cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Yeah.
Brandon Fisk, LA Rams defensive end.
Oh, that's
teammates.
the big dude.
The Florida State
Braden Fisk,
teammates.
excuse me.
Yeah.
And then Cooper DeJean.
Wow.
Bulls.
And
Cornerback.
a special type
Philadelphia
of intangible.
Mhm.
Cornerback.
Now, wait, that dude's a beast.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. He's fully.
Wait, we got. Is he mixed?
No.
Full intangible?
Hey, man.
No, come on.
Listen, you know what?
Don't do that.
Wait,
No.
I'm gonna just say this: the last of his kind, Jason Sehorn,
He was full intangible, right?
full intangible.
Yeah. Nah, he's no brothers don't, no. Does brothers call? We don't call kids first name Cooper.
Ooh, oh, ooh.
Leroy's looking. He's like,
Wait.
I love
Leroy
the
wants to
sounds.
play
Love
at
the
Iowa.
sounds.
Wait, that
Well, no. I went to Iowa for my cousin's wedding.
Hmm?
We infiltrate.
really?
Yeah, we infiltrate there.
yeah, but no, I'm looking at him.
We leave presents.
I'm watching him. I don't.
No, I think he's full intangible,
Okay,
or
Yeah.
at least 98%.
We don't got a Tyler Johnson situation here.
you know a mixed dog. That's how he greeted us one year,
Unsolicited.
unsolicited.
That was before 50 million bumpy.
Let
So
me see. So yeah, watch him on the Eagles. That dude is all over the place.
congratulations to Chop.
Congratulations! to
I
Chuck,
got to think that the
who
playoff.
probably, and this is one of the cool things about sports. At no point in time did they expect him to play as much as he did, but because of injuries, he was able to come in and kind of learn on the fly. Because as the season went on, he got better and better and better.
He did make the all rookie team, by the way.
Okay, cool.
He did make the all rookie team. Chop Robinson, the last Dolphin to win
Wait.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, wait, rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
the
defensive
final
rookie.
nominee.
Defensive Rookie of the
Okay,
Year.
I was gonna
I'll
say-
give you the offensive. I'll give you the
all right, you don't even tell me. We already know who won it.
Oh, Jaden.
Yeah, he's playing on Sunday.
I don't know.
Who's
There's
gonna beat
no
him?
chance.
Caleb is not beating him.
Brock-
Bo Nix is not
Brock
beating him.
Bowers had a good season.
Yeah, he broke.
But he didn't get to the
already. Yeah,
playoffs.
he ain't a quarterback, and no. How many rookie quarterbacks have won 2 playoff games?
I think the
Mark
voting's done
Sanchez.
already, though.
Yeah.
Joe
Double-
Flacco.
Bo Nix?
No,
No.
not over. Oh, because the thing that hurts Bo Nix is we remember the start,
I agree. This
which is
probably-
weird.
It's a good class, though. I will say that. Malik Neighbors,
Oh, he had a bum thrown to him.
and then Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jags. He had bums thrown to him all year.
That is, you know what? You're right. This was a very good.
Because all those
2024 draft.
guys, all those like, you can actually say, I am familiar with every one of those guys, both offensively and defensively.
Absolutely.
Which that in itself means it's a good class.
Robinson would be the first Dolphins Rookie of the Year if he was able to win it since Tim Bowens in 1994.
Tim
Ah,
Bowens, Dan
Tim
Marino
Bowens.
didn't even win it.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. So
Okay.
they specified
Wow,
defensive.
Jason Taylor didn't win it?
No, he didn't start playing right away.
I'm sorry.
The other awards, you want the other awards? The other finalists? MVP?
Yeah, I know who those are.
We know. I mean, it's just between Lamar and
No, there's other two. There's
There's
Lamar.
5 finalists.
Oh, there's 5. So it's Lamar,
Saquon,
Yes.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen,
Yes.
Lamar Jackson.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's in it?
He's a finalist.
Who would be the fifth guy?
The waste guy.
What?
Don't even worry. Who's the fifth guy? Wait. Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Really?
Jared Goff.
He had a good year.
Jared Goff.
No Derrick Henry. That's weird.
Well,
Derrick
Saquon.
Henry is nominated for Offensive Player of the Year.
How you gonna be Offensive Player of the Year when you got to go against Saquon and Jamar Chase?
I mean, Jamar Chase is also a nominee for Offensive Player of the Year.
And I bet you Saquon as well, right?
Isn't
Saquon
Jaden
is-
Daniels going to win it again?
For Offensive Player of the Year?
Offensive player.
Jaden Daniels is not. He's not nominated for Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive player, not rookie.
Not
offensive
No.
player.
Offensive player.
Saquon, Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow.
That's
Only
good. That's a tough one.
Lamar Jackson.
Derrick
there's three
Henry.
quarterbacks.
For Offensive Player of the Year. There's
Yeah.
only two.
2 quarterbacks, 2 running
Lamar.
backs, and a wide receiver.
So who's not in it between Lamar and
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is not in there for Offensive Player of the Year.
So Lamar Jackson's going to win the MVP. The same people vote for it.
That not necessarily.
Why
Offensive-
not? Wait.
Relax.
How can you
Relax. Before you go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an example.
win? Okay.
Remember Cooper Kupp? Remember
Yep.
when he won the Triple Crown?
Yeah.
He won Offensive Player of the Year. Did he win MVP?
No.
Okay. So go ahead.
Yeah, but we're talking about two guys that play the same position.
It doesn't matter. If
If we say a quarterback's going to win it,
it's an offensive player, that means other offensive players besides quarterbacks. And if somebody puts up a Triple Crown, has the most receptions, most touchdowns, and most receiving yards, they may get Offensive Player of the Year.
no Triple Crowns this year.
Yes, Jamar Chase.
He won the Triple Crown this year?
Dude, yeah, he was amazing this year.
No, I know.
And they didn't pay him.
But he played.
Oh, I know. I'm not trying to relate it to Jimmy. I'm just saying he's going to make a lot of money.
Hey, somebody like Jamar Chase make a cheap organization seem like they got deep pockets, right? Right?
Dude, you know how bad you gotta be if you can make the Bengals look good?
Yeah.
Their ownership with money? Ugh.
But see, and that's the thing that as a former player, that kind of gets me about this whole Jimmy thing. Because when we talk about all the situations where money is involved, right? Money, the contentious relationship between the owner or the management and the player, once that player steps on the field, it's over. Right? We've heard this all the time. You look at Jamar Chase, you look at, there's been Christian Wilkins, right? It's over. Right? This right here, with what we see in sports, is so opposite of how
100%.
everybody have handled.
How many guys in the league make $50 million a year? It's stupid money. Look, I get Lucas who calls in and he's like, "Hey, you're letting him skate here," and I get that sentiment, but I'm really looking out for the other guys because he's not for the other guys anymore.
And so
He's not.
And for him to go back into the locker room and for him to go back on the court, now you're looking at the other players who also might have the same sentiments that you do and go, how can they keep putting him out here? And now it affects how they play. So there is something that, look,
Bless you, Jennifer.
you guys going out of town?
Thank you.
You'll be back on Monday. Everybody take a deep breath and make this happen.
You think Spo says anything about it because they have shoot around probably right now?
Wait, are they playing? The game's still on. Right?
They have shoot around either way. They tweeted out yesterday they're doing a shoot
Here-
around. They're there.
We don't know if the Milwaukee's there yet.
Here's the deal. Here's what's going to happen. I know what you guys want to talk about.
You're not gonna get that out of me.
I ain't that guy.
Congrats, Spo.
So let me ask you this then, guys.
Yeah.
And Leroy, you've been in, obviously great athlete, been in the locker room. What happens if the players start coming to the coach or Pat and like, yo, you need to handle this now?
They might already be doing that. Like the leaders, the guy.
Right.
It can't be anybody, but somebody like Bam, right behind closed doors. Or you best believe him and Spo are having conversations like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" Right now, here's the part that is crazy: is that your team is so young that I don't know if there's really anybody who feels that they could go and have that conversation.
Schmeathan says Spo shouldn't have to answer. This is a Pat Jimmy situation.
Correct.
Spo and players are shrapnel. I do agree with that. I think
Spo's putting his ass on the floor.
At some point, Pat should have to answer questions about this.
Well, Pat's going to have to answer the questions.
Yeah, but I'm saying not till friggin' May. Not till May.
No. He's going to have to answer.
He's going to have to have a press conference at some point, and he's got to talk about this.
He's going to have a press conference once this trade happens. Like you can't skate to me.
Yeah, there's no way. Like and look, reasonable Schmeathan. Who knew that we had that character?
Ooh, Timbo Slice. The last 5 offensive players of the year haven't won MVP.
Well, remember we had that whole thing last. Oh, you remember the times when we were talking Tua and Tyreek debates? That was a thing where like, oh, Tyreek Hill's not going to win, but he'll win Offensive Player of the Year. He'll never win MVP.
There was a time last year. It was great talking.
It was great time. It was a great time.
Stanley Cup. Heat.
Right now,
Dolphins. Now
me and Joe were having a conversation, and I said, you know the difference between the Tyreek situation and the Jimmy situation is?
Do tell.
Nobody's playing football right now.
Right.
So all this crap could be fixed by the time camp starts 6 months from now.
He's a guy though that I think I would bail on because I feel like you've already gotten the window. And I think the thing with the Heat is like they did have the one thing that I think the Heat is fair criticism. Like you guys did okay. You guys keep saying, "Oh, you guys should know what he's doing in the background." You guys knew. If you guys had this intel on Jimmy Butler, how did you let it get to this? If you knew all the things that you moved sun and moon to make life as harmonious as possible with Jimmy Butler, like if I'm the Dolphins and it's already been, hey, he's late. Hey, he quit on the team. Hey. Fix it in the offseason. What's going to happen the first time that he doesn't get a catch in a game?
But again, the way sports works, right? This isn't about me, and this isn't about you, and this is even about the organization. He's going to have to go in that locker room and make good by them. And the team will be able to see early on if that could work or not. And that's how you kind of have to look at it. Now, this situation with Jimmy, you could see when it started getting
frosty.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you have to do something simply because it's not about Pat. It's not about Spo. It's not about the fans. It's about those other 14 guys on that team. And that's the problem. We always talk about, all these things surrounding sports. The most important thing is the respect that you have for the other guys on your team. Everybody talks about it. You hear all athletes talk about my teammates, my this, my this. So were you lying when the first time you come out and say, it's me, I want this, I want that? Then no, you were just saying those things. Because we have, in our recent history, we've had players that have demanded trades and wanted to be traded. Hell, last year, when we were going through the Dame stuff, he wasn't never not balling. Right?
Well, he never had to play. It was the summer.
Oh, okay. But when Dame said, I'm not gonna not ball.
But the thing with the Dame thing that I'll always say, like, I don't think they're comparable situations is they didn't want him there either. They wanted to rebuild.
I got you. Well, no, it's that way now here too. But
they didn't do him dirty.
They didn't do him dirty because he handled himself accordingly.
He didn't want to be there.
He still didn't. He never said one bad thing about Portland.
Right. Even though he never publicly said
Right.
anything, there wasn't any of these.
But that's
posturing.
a plausible deniability thing. Oh, we didn't do him dirty. We sent him with Giannis. But their last year was unbelievably disappointing. He wasn't happy and he didn't want to be
But
there.
He also had. There was other things going on.
There was other things going on.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because then instead of the Astron down here, he had to deal with Milwaukee Astron.
Well, what about
you can't compare Milwaukee Astron to
Well,
Miami Astron?
Jimmy's going through things right now. You know.
Yeah, but like that seems by his choice. It does.
I mean, let me ask you this. Is Jimmy ruining all the stuff we thought of him before this year?
All
Not
legacy?
not the accomplishments or whatever, but just because when somebody does something extremely selfish, my first thought is he's always been that way. The situation just never presented itself.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And so now when you think of even before, like when you think of Bam, when I think of Bam, Bam don't have a selfish bone in his body, right? When you think of Tyler, like these guys have that structure and that culture in them. Whereas Jimmy is about you until it's about him. And now that more people are starting to see it, do you then go back in time and put all the pieces together with other stuff?
I don't know, man.
It's real, like you just like with all this stuff, you just think about things. You think about, oh, so now this what this situation was. Oh, so this what this situation was. Oh, so he was traveling by, and I don't even think that's a big deal. So
I don't care about that.
I don't care about that.
I don't care about.
All I want is you to do this.
I don't
show up and
exactly.
hoop.
I don't care
That's
about.
it.
I don't care about planes. I don't care about hotels. It's a little weird that you stayed 30 minutes away from the NBA Finals. That's a little strange, but whatever. Your own staff, whatever. But yeah, I do care about you not giving a rat's ass when you're on the court and you're basically playing at a level not to get hurt, but also not to get suspended. And that's why I'm saying this whole charade back and forth of suspension, not suspension, like enough of that already.
What a laugh.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Astron transforms into a Chrysler Pacifica.
Certainly a situation that the Heat have to clean up. But if you guys want to clean up your clothes the best way possible, Leroy, you want to use the best dry cleaning in South Florida. Use our friends over at A&T Dry Cleaners. Our guy Ara is the owner there. That's our guy. He listens to the show. He's a fan of the show, wants to take care of our listeners, and he's been in this business now 40 years. Owned and run A&T Dry Cleaners, Leroy.
Just give him a call. 954-610-9383. 954-610-9383. Just give him a text or call him. He has a seamstress on site, and they can do same-day alterations. But just check with him.
Yeah, check with him.
Just check with him.
You got some of your wardrobe. You're losing a little of that weight.
I got some Christmas stuff. I guess wifey thought my hips were a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Got to get them taken in.
Take it in.
Yeah, I got to get them taken in so I can wear these golf pants, right? Just give him a call, and guess what? Mention our name. You mentioned our name, Tobin and Leroy. 25% off, right? 25% off. They service all of Dade, Broward, and Southern Palm Beach counties. He'll even come pick it up and drop it off, right? Just give him a call. Write this number down. 954-610-9383. I know you got some stuff in the closet. I know you got some stuff in the closet that you really want to wear for that special occasion, but it just needs a little hem, or it needs to be taken in a little bit, or maybe even let out for some of us. Just give him a call.
You look at me when you said that.
I didn't look at you.
You kind of did.
No, I didn't.
Not certain.
You got a new suit. You don't have the Pat Riley suit no more.
But you did look at him.
I did. I was looking. Okay, fine.
A&T Dry Cleaners, again, 954-610-9383. Check them on out.
and I've seen how much Jimmy has played the last couple of years and how he's playing now. Is it worth it to anybody?
Definitely got to be an interesting question for the Suns for sure.
Right.
It definitely does.
Right. That ever since this has came up, you have not seen this guy play substantial basketball. Now, the cool thing about it is here's where I get it from the Suns' perspective. What you need is going to be more than Bradley Beal can give you, and therefore Jimmy fits. Right? But to think that Jimmy is going to be Heat Jimmy or playoff Jimmy, you lying to yourself if you think he's just going to turn that on.
I mean, he hasn't played a meaningful game of basketball in over a month.
Right.
Since the Detroit game. So, yeah, I think that is a fair question, especially at his age.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been saying that the whole time.
I understand.
All right.
I understand.
I don't want to be mad at Jimmy because, like, if engaged, he is one of the most unstoppable forces. If you piss Jimmy off and he makes a conscious effort to put it on you, there ain't nothing you can do to stop it. However, we haven't seen that Jimmy in a minute.
Nope.
Actually, you are. It's just that you're not seeing him on the court.
You're
He's doing
seeing
it
his off court.
Because listen what you just said.
He is
It's his-
expanding his
Listen
off-court
what you
game.
just said. I love what you just said.
Go ahead.
If you get Jimmy upset and he's motivated, what do you think? What do you think he is right now? You
It's-
think he,
Yeah, so Pat can't defend him.
It's his.
Pat can't defend him.
He's scoring 50 on Pat.
It's a petty purr.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
Bobby Marks from ESPN. He had
I always think it's the musician.
who's that?
Mark. It's not Bobby Marks though.
Harpo Marks?
No. Who's the artist? Oh,
Marky
80s.
Mark?
80s.
Funky Bunch?
Rob
I don't know what you're talking
all
about,
right,
dude.
I'll tell you.
Anyway, ESPN's Bobby
Amateurs.
Marks. He says the camera in the sky does not lie regarding Jimmy Butler. From ESPN Stats and Info and Second Spectrum, Jimmy Butler has attempted fewer than 10 field goal attempts in 4 of the last 5 games. 5-game stretch with no more than 57 points, 42 field goal attempts, and 14 free throw attempts. The last time that occurred with Jimmy Butler, Leroy, 2013. Against Portland, he moved at a fast pace, which is more than 14 feet a second, 5% of the time. His second lowest percentage in a game in which he has played at least 20 minutes this season. He took a shot on 14% of his touches, third lowest percentage in a game this season, minimum of 50 touches. He passed the ball on 76% of his touches, tied for the second highest percentage in a game this season, minimum of 50 touches.
No, we can see it. We don't need somebody breaking it down.
He's just giving you the
Right.
he's just letting you know the science backs it up, dude.
Richard Marks.
Who's that?
Artist, dude.
But what
wait,
does it
you
say?
talking about
What does he
Richard
sing?
Marks?
Yeah, right
The
here waiting
Canadian?
for you. Wherever you
had a mullet.
go, whatever you do.
Yeah, he was.
I'll
hot.
be
Yeah, he was.
right-
Yeah.
Oh, that's him?
He had a couple of
I know that
joints
song.
in there. In the
Yeah.
80s.
I'll be
Yeah.
here right there waiting for you.
Yeah.
You
Just,
know what,
just
Tobes?
let him sing that song. Guys.
Tobes,
Yeah.
I sense another parody. I sense another
We're just
parody
gonna
with
go
that
Richard
song.
Marks.
Yeah.
No, but that's yeah. When you said Marks, that's what I was thinking.
If you are a son, I won't treat you like a bum.
Yes, you
I'll be
will.
here
Listen,
right there.
The only reason why you haven't said good riddance is because you're scared he might be listening.
No, that's not true.
No, he loves Jimmy.
Yeah.
He loves
I'm
Jimmy.
heartbroken to see this.
Here's what I hate. Sometimes you can't say how you feel and what you want and make it sound or look good. Okay? And early on in this whole situation, Jimmy tried to make himself look good until which point he felt he could put it on the Heat as to why he was in this situation. And that's what it seems like to me. That he was going to play company guy early in the season, right? But then when he wasn't getting what he wanted, then he had to be that dude. So, yeah, it's hard to say with all the things you've said over the last few years about your guys and this team and this organization, I don't want to be here and look good. When sometimes the best thing you could do is just put it out there.
Take a break. We'll mix things up coming up next. Makes me want to go to Big Face Coffee. Stand out. Like say anything.
And then like
Yeah.
You gotta wear a nice. You gotta wear a leather jacket.
Sorry, I asked for the comments. I'm not really sorry I asked about the comments.
we know you're not.
I'm not responsible for other people's words.
No. You understand. I've spent a lot of time with you, both on the show, off the show, in public environments, in restaurants. And here's the one thing that I do know about Tobin. Dude loves chaos. He's the only guy, when a fight breaks out at a boxing event, he starts pumping.
Hey, we're in
Right.
for one.
But so
Old school grudge.
do you
match.
understand why one would like to call BS when you say you are not responsible for other people's comments when your questions lead to said chaos?
And there's video evidence, Your Honor.
Yes,
Video footage of causing stir in
both
Hard Rock
parties,
Stadium.
not
No,
just
no.
one side.
Excuse me. Not even in this present situation. This the defendant has a history of causing fracas by one question. Do you recall an incident that happened at Hard Rock Stadium under the stadium when one Floyd Mayweather Jr. and one, I believe, Jake Paul?
Got to stay hydrated, champ.
And what happened?
Okay.
What proceeded to
again-
happen?
Hold on. While I did ask Floyd Mayweather in that moment, I said, hey, would you really fight both in one night? And he said, absolutely. And Jake Paul rolled up out of nowhere and said, oh, you want to fight us both in one night? And then took his hat. He was going to anyway, why am I responsible for what Jake Paul did? It's Jake Paul! Man, that was good.
Who was in the center? It always seems when the chaos hits, when the melee begins, you're always standing in the background smiling with the mic.
That's not
This
fair.
is Tobin.
That's not fair.
Hey, look, this is Tobin. Every time there's a fracas, some kind of brouhaha, how quick do you send us text after? I just like to let you guys know that I see boots on the ground. That's all. Just trying to keep you up to boots on the ground, baby.
Speaking of, let's get to the mixed bag here on the show. And speaking of Jake Paul, he is at the center of our mixed bag today because, for whatever reason, Conor McGregor, Jake Paul, and Logan Paul
Are in the same area.
were at the inauguration, which that makes me feel about America. The Paul brothers and Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor was on the same bus as the Paul brothers, which immediately leads to work. But Conor McGregor said that he's going to slap the hell out of both of them. As remember, there were rumors that he was going to fight Logan Paul in some boxing match in India, which seemed like a complete horse bleep. But let's get to this.
Look, it's all sweet here. It's all sweet here. Yeah. You kept talking about shoot. You did. I thought we were gonna get the fight down. You
What?
very quiet.
What did you think the best course of action was for that?
You were giving all this stain of this, stain of that. You're in control with the WWE as well.
No.
But don't be giving all this mega step.
I didn't hear the last 5 seconds.
That was in the air for us.
I didn't hear the-
Yes. Bring it home for me.
It's 8 a.m. How?
This is the real deal, yeah? In front of you, you know that. You know that, bro. So we'll look here, we'll do it. He wouldn't do what? 190, 195 or something? I'd do 190. He was sick. He was sick over it, yeah. He was sick. I'm sick. You're sick. I'm going to slap the hell out of the two of yous and KSI. All together. Yous are mixers to me. You understand that? Side jobs. A little side job.
No,
yeah.
you can't even do your main job. How you gonna do a side job?
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. November stage.
Simmer down, boys. Bro, it's crazy being on a bus with you,
Yeah,
bro.
look,
If there's a dolly, bro, you're going through a window.
Wow.
They're all having fun. There's no big deal. They're all having fun. But if somebody got froggy,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Man, Conor McGregor, that was 8 a.m. He's acting like that.
dude,
That
that's
yayo.
that's a lot of energy for 8 o'clock in the morning. Wait, Logan said it best. Hey man, I just didn't hear the last 5 seconds of what you said.
He got high-shy-shied. That's how you know.
Dude,
When those
8 o'clock-
Irish...
when he said it's 8 o'clock in the morning, you're like, holy smokes.
When you get to that point of when you get to that point of the Irish people rambling, you can't understand a damn word they're saying.
Nope. Especially him.
Crazy. Pretty wild. That is our mixed bag for today.
That's it.
The Paul.
That's it.
That's it.
It wasn't really mixed.
I know, but I didn't know if any people can hear us because I keep hearing people say they can hear us, they can't hear us. So I'm a little.
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know.
Are we good?
They said I don't know. They said we're good, but I don't know. Maybe this computer needs. I'm sick of this antiquated stuff, man.
Paul
I
says.
typed this pretty good, so.
Somebody said you're good now.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure. So, all right, we'll take a break. We'll get to a little cat talk coming on up, and
It's me this morning, guys. Can we please finally talk about Jimmy Butler?
that's a point, Schmeat, that you rascal. Why do you keep him around? We'll take a break and get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this.
Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Out here, in the middle of all these acres, it can feel like through tough times. Stress builds up, you have trouble sleeping, maybe your mind is racing and you just don't feel like yourself. So what do? We get help. Lots of people are struggling with their mental health. It's more common than you think. The good news is, there are people in our community who are here for us when times are tough. Sometimes, just talking to someone can make all the difference in the world, so we don't feel so alone. One thing you can do is visit loveyourmindtoday.org for simple steps you can take to find the right solution for you. Whether it's hearing stories about what other people are going through or finding the resources we need to navigate the stresses in our lives. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
South Florida Sports plays here. WQAM Miami. WPOW HD2 Miami. WKIS HD2 Boca Raton. An Odyssey Sports Station. The home of the three-time NBA champion Miami Heat. Defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the five-time national championship winner Miami Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes basketball, and Supporter Shield winners Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here on 560. Let's get to a little cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000. Visit them online, hollywoodkia.com, or call 832-930-6181. As the Cats, they fall to the LA Kings last night, Leroy, 2-1 filthy. And they give up a couple goals there in the third period. Let us hear from the great Paul Maurice on this situation and where the Panthers have so far split their road trip at.
I think we will always own our part. We came off our forecheck in the third and didn't sustain much, and it put more pressure on that back end net front, and that would be the difference.
Is that the back-to-back catching up to you as well?
No, I don't. No, I mean we got halfway through that second period and put our foot on the gas, and I thought we were a pretty good team in that second period, and then we developed zone time and possession a certain way. Both teams check hard. They made it hard for us to get after their back end, and they got some time on our end.
Even the loss of their game alone, 2 or fewer goals, a good stretch of that whole league. How do you like the defense here?
There's been a couple of periods that I haven't liked since Christmas, and that's about it. We play hard, battle hard. But we're going to have a whole bunch of these for the rest of the year, so we got to get used to and just scratch and claw for points.
Low-scoring game, but a couple of real nice plays. I wanted to ask you about Lundell's pass on the Rodriguez goal, and then in the third, when there wasn't maybe optimal energy or a lot of space out there, Clark walking the line and going way down to make that diagonal pass.
There's lots of skill, and both teams I think deserve some credit. They both defend first. I think they don't cheat. There's no cheat in either team's game. They both play a good brand of playoff hockey in the regular season. So there's some skill there. There's some plays to be made, but not a lot. Right? Wasn't a lack of effort by either team. Both teams defend hard, and they defend their role. They got a couple, breaks around, earned them. A couple of breaks around their net. We couldn't get a handle on a couple, and that's a good road game for us. So we're proud of the way we played tonight.
All right, there you go, Paul Maurice off the loss. They'll be back in action Saturday against the San Jose Sharks. So they'll look to bounce back there against, of course, Chris Greer's brothers, San Jose Sharks, last in the West. Bounce. That's a get right game, Leroy. That's a get right game for the Cats.
I mean, according to Paul Maurice, he likes the way they're playing. The result isn't there, right? But a get right.
A lot of guys right now slumping on the goals, though. A lot of their heavy hitters, especially Kachuk and Barkey. You know,
like I'm not worried about that.
I mean, they should get going. They are good. Hey, they're good.
Yeah,
they're good. But last night,
2-1 filthy.
2-1 filthy. A couple goals there late. Rodriguez with the lone goal for the Cats in the second. So yeah, they'll look to bounce back. Meanwhile, let's get to the rest of our headlines here, huh? Your Miami Heat are back on the hardwood tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. If you guys haven't heard, they suspended Jimmy Butler. You hear about that, Leroy? Yeah, JFig, they suspended him. Missed the team flight. Suspended him. 2 games. No Jimmy Butler in Milwaukee.
What a shame. Who would have seen that?
So
coming?
he's given up about what, 3-4 million?
700,000.
It is. This will get 700,000, which would put his suspension total to 3.1 million.
Yeah.
3.1 million. Doc Rivers, you played at Marquette, as did Jimmy Butler. What do you make of the situation? You've been a longtime coach.
I'm gonna tell you like this. At no point in my time that I think it was a win if I gave up 3.1 million.
That's a lot of money.
So I don't care how much money you making. 3.1 for what?
9 games.
For what? No. For what? What do you benefit from?
Is this reasonable, Doc Rivers?
Because hell no, it ain't reasonable. Because think about this.
You're losing it.
What you showing right now? Why would a team give you an extension?
Hey, are you guys interested in trading for Bradley Beal? 3-way deal?
I got to tell you, the one thing the Milwaukee Bucks need right now, active participation.
I thought this was going to be a Chris Middleton joke.
We not going to trade a saber-toothed tiger for a kitty cat.
That's the only reason I'm rooting for a Chris Middleton trade.
What? You know what would be the greatest trade in NBA history? Chris Middleton for Derek White.
Oh, my God.
Derek White got his teeth fixed.
Teeth for teeth.
No, Derek White got his teeth fixed. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
I can't even make fun of him no more.
Yeah,
all that money he making.
He got those 2 teeth?
He got them fixed. He got it fixed up. I mean, like, listen, all that money you making, your teeth should not be sideways, right? Get them all in a row. Yep. Like,
your ducks in a row.
He had teeth in his mouth looking like dominoes. Like if I push one, they fall around, just fall. Like, come on.
That's crazy, man.
So anyway,
7:30 is your tip tonight from the FISA Forum.
Wait, here's the kicker. Why are we talking about Bradley Beal?
Money.
No. But what I'm saying is that all bets are off if Bradley Beal didn't waive his.
He doesn't, and this is the thing that's crazy about it. So, like,
I haven't heard from Bradley Beal. Till I hear from Bradley Beal, who cares about all this other stuff?
His agent came out yesterday and was like very much at yeah, we're not just waiving it for anybody. All this stuff is made out of thin air. He said, this is Mark Bartelstein, his agent, speaking to the Arizona Republic at length. The reports out there are created out of thin air that Bradley Beal would lift his no trade clause for Milwaukee, Denver, Miami, or Los Angeles. Brad's entire focus has been and is on getting healthy with his ankle and helping turn things around for the Suns. Elaborating on Beal's no trade clause, Bartelstein said that something Beal has been working on very hard is to earn and is of tremendous value. Being a professional athlete brings all kinds of amazing blessings. However, part of the business is every player's dreads is having no control over their future when it comes to trades. So the fact that we have control of that aspect of Brad's career is something that is extremely precious and is an asset that we certainly would never relinquish. Having said that, I never operate in terms of absolutes, meaning that we would never say that we would never be a trade that you would not consider. You always keep an open mind like everyone else does in all aspects of their life. And so if something was to come around that you're truly excited about, you always have to consider those things. Bartelstein added, at this point, there's been not one conversation about a trade because his focus has been on getting healthy and making it work in Phoenix.
His focus has been on getting healthy for the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Like, why
he missed as many games as Jimmy did.
You making it sound like you have a valuable asset, right? That's going to hold on to his no trade clause. When in actuality, you have a guy who hardly plays.
Sun CEO Josh Bartelstein is Mark Bartelstein's son, which seemed to be part of the reason that it all kind of worked out for them last year when they wanted Bradley Beal. Now he's like, Dad, make him waive it.
So the dad owns the Suns.
No, the son is the CEO. He runs the Suns. He doesn't own the Suns.
And the dad is the agent.
The dad is Bradley Beal's agent.
It's like it happens in New York. No, it's it's nepotism.
Like some Tobin and Tommy crap.
No, it's nepotism that
yes.
goes on. No. It's absolutely going on. The Knicks have the same situation where Leon Rose, the general manager, his son represents Jalen Brunson.
But it's the other way.
I know, but it's still
the dad would be more inclined to help out the son, right? But the other way around.
Let me ask you this: is Jalen Brunson worth $128 million?
Yeah,
he's turning down that extension.
He turned down that extension because his boy, his agent, is the son of the general manager.
But he would turn it down anyway.
No, he wouldn't.
Why not?
You're only doing that if you know the people. You're not turning down $113 million.
Wait. So
extra.
So tackle. So what the Jimmy wanted.
Yeah, on top of what he agreed to. Like I think he could have been in the 200s for what because he's been all NBA.
Right.
And he put a wink. Don't worry.
Okay.
Down the line.
I mean, but listen, it also has a lot to do with Brunson also. Because Brunson has come out and said.
Right, but what I'm saying is like when you know, like there's a lot of this going on.
You know you're gonna be taken care of.
You're gonna be taken care of. You give the wink, right. Thanksgiving.
In all those cases, though, like
Hanukkah dinner.
In all those cases, like, hey, the client is gonna get done right by. Like, this is the one where it's like, hey, you have nepotism, but you need your client to say, hey, will he go anywhere? Will he go to Detroit? Would he go to Chicago? Would he go to Milwaukee? No. Dad, please. It's a weird situation. We got some weird situations going on here in the NBA.
Do.
I just want to watch Kalel wear ball. By the way, can I tell you about you and me? We're line movers, baby. We are line movers. We are line movers.
Hold on. Let me take care of my part. How much is it?
You know what's gonna happen, right?
You're in for 10.
Jimmy gets traded.
No, you're in.
And then Khalil Ware and the team go on a 9-game winning streak.
No.
You're in.
Same time. Get that money.
Oh, woo! Come on, Khalil. 20 and 10.
This is the first time in our relationship. Was it 8+ years?
Yeah.
The first time
you agree with him? That I have jumped in on the Tobin shenanigans
without hesitation.
Without
there was some hesitation.
He talked me into it.
No, I don't even think he had hesitation.
No, there was hesitation because he was like,
said it
right.
His eyes
because he told me all the other options, right?
And then you thought there wasn't enough games. No, you thought there weren't going to be enough games.
This is the other thing. I just learned this yesterday, Vlad, because somebody brought that up. That rule, 65 games, does not apply to Rookie of the Year.
Oh, only MVP.
Does not apply for Rookie of the Year. Doesn't apply. Doesn't apply for all rookie.
You don't know when they're going to start.
And it doesn't apply to, there was another one that doesn't apply to. That only applies for all NBA, MVP, and
All-Star.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think Defensive Player of the Year. But Rookie of the Year is not on the table for the 65-game rule. We don't got to worry about it. Warehouse. You want to trade with me? Yeah.
Hey, we need a shirt. What's going on here, man? What's going on?
I don't know.
Somebody slacking on their pimping.
We'll take a break here on the show. Those rest of the headlines were brought to us by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles and inventory at the Sports of Sorrento and the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, The great deals are at Doral Kia. We haven't talked a lot about this man in a while. Tua Tagovailoa.
Is he in Hawaii?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Does
But
he want to be? Does he
probably
want more money?
snowing over
we
there.
have some interesting thoughts from, let's just say, the Tua camp on his future. That's next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, can we get a weather update, Leroy, from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE. He sent it over to the Windowplex.
And looking out, it's overcast. I would say it's cloudy, but there's no clouds. It's just overcast. It looks like up north.
It's gotten
no
darker.
wind, not a damn leaf moving. Ominous. There's no wind. I'm guessing it could probably rain, but this doesn't even look like rain clouds. It's just overcast. I would say it's about 65, 70 now because it's been chilly. And I'm going to say the wind's out of the north because that's the only way to make it this cold. Oh, there's a little breeze. I see a couple of little trees moving. All right. So I'd give you a 5 to 10 mile an hour wind out of the north. But other than that, gotta tell you, for this time of year, it's quite miserable.
It is 65 degrees. The wind is coming 8 miles per hour from west to northwest.
Wow.
He's good.
You gotta tell you, when it gets cold,
He's good.
listen, there is no here. Folks, I'm gonna tell you about weather. Common sense here. There is absolutely no way it can get colder with the winds coming out of the south. It can't.
Impossible?
Impossible.
Interesting.
It's nothing but warm air.
Well, Antarctica.
That's
Boxed in.
That also would come out of the north.
No. That's
So-
the North Pole. North Pole, South Pole. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. So if the wind's coming out of the south, it's warmer.
No. Because see, you got
No, I'm not doing this.
You got a slider.
No,
You got a screwball.
No.
He got you.
No.
He got you.
No, he didn't get me.
Once you let him get away with the South Pole and he started doing the effects, he had you. He got you.
All right. So we haven't talked about the Dolphins in a while, especially the Dolphins quarterback.
Because they're not playing football.
They're not playing football right now. But we have some thoughts here. This is from Galu Tagovailoa. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Who?
If I miss it. It's Tua's father.
What's it?
Papa
Spell
Tua.
it?
Galu.
Galu.
Galu Tagovailoa. He was on ESPN Honolulu. And
That just sounds weird, right?
they got
Like,
they got
their
sports talk
own
out there.
ESPN Honolulu.
They got sports talk out there, dude.
No, I'm not questioning whether it's sports talk, but to say ESPN Honolulu, that's how they get you. Let me tell you, that's how they get players, right? They get somebody to put that ESPN flag on there,
yeah.
and then they say, we're from ESPN.
I pulled that move a bunch.
But if you say you're just local, right, you get no love.
Yep.
If you say I'm ESPN, ooh, that means I'm going to be on SportsCenter.
Exactly.
You're really not, but
Yeah,
that's how they get you.
I pulled that move. I can't say that I haven't.
Put the little ESPN flag on.
Oh yeah, or even just an email requests. Like to be ESPN Miami. Oh, okay, that sounds cool. Anyway, Mr. Tagovailoa, he said that he was talking to Tua about his year, and Vlad, give me the part where he says that Tua. He kind of doubled. Remember when Tua said, "I'd die for this game"? Yeah, he talked more about that, about how Tua said that, I'll die on the field for this game.
I think it's tough for any parent to kind of, go through something like this, but at the same time, the NFL is different. The way they do things, how they run things, it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different animal. But at the same time, this is something that Tua's now married. He has his own family. And these are some of the tough decisions that he's going to have to deal with in life, to decide whether the game is, he's going to continue or the game is something that he loves, and one of the things that I talked to him when he was going through his concussion was, hey, well, what do you think? And it's like, Dad, I love this game and I'll die on the field for this game. So that answers everything for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as a father, you're like, man, you got to take care of your health. That's the most important thing. You have a family I have 2 beautiful grandkids, and that's something that I gotta talk to him about, something to think about.
All right, there's a little bit of Galu Tagovailoa on ESPN Honolulu there. That is one of the biting things that all this stuff, whenever he does play, though, is like I know it's got to be frustrating for him to not be able to continue to play at certain points in the season, especially when there was that long break from the concussion, which really did look ugly against the Bills, but supposedly, I guess, wasn't as major as the other ones, Leroy. And he doesn't want to be the face of concussions and the poster child for all the concussions and all this type of stuff. But man, it has got to be one of these things that has to be looming in the back of that father's and I'm sure parents' head every single time he steps out there now, because they've seen it happen to him multiple times.
Yes and no. I would say this. You understand the nature of the game, right? I would say it's one thing to say it, but the circumstances will now allow that to happen. So you're saying that, giving the appearance that you're committed to this, but the injury aspect of it probably won't allow it to happen. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. We're not talking about long term, but we're just talking about when you say, I would die for this, right? It's more of a figure of speech.
It's an emphatic saying that probably won't happen.
Correct. So take it for what it is.
But
it's
looked as scary with him on the field that is not
death. But that's here
more so than a lot of other people.
Are we looking at that because of what everybody's telling us? Or are we looking at here's how I've always felt the way I feel about it. When you have people outside of the medical profession or outside of football talking about injuries, you never get the reality of what's going on, okay? So you have doctors, you have these specialists or whatever that are determining what's going on and what's the damage and how, and they have tests in place. It didn't help that the Dolphins put him on IR without going through that process. You could have waited a week and so, it's going to be 4 weeks. We'll put him on IR. In fact, if I was the NFL, I would allow you to put somebody retroactive when it comes to concussions, so that because it's so uncertain, you give it a week before making that determination. So you could go retroactive to the week before, right? Because it's an unknown.
Well, this is the thing, though. Like, it is, like odds are it's not going to be the last concussion of his career. Probably.
Yeah, well, of course. And that's what I tried to tell you then. It probably won't be his last, but
doesn't have to be a month shutdown every single time.
No, but here's this is the problem. When this happened, we got into it because you said they went with optics. I go with health. Okay, the injury is the injury. Stop letting what people outside the medical profession think determine how you treat an injury, because this is the hot topic right now. But what about the guys that go out and hurt their hip and take a shot in their hip and then they can't walk when they're done with football? He
has that too, actually.
What about the guys who we see lumbering around or can barely move because they got a shot in their back?
Well, I think one of the things that's probably a benefit for Tua, but is not great, I think, for the typical grind of football of coaches not caring, is he does seem like he has a coach who genuinely cares about his health.
Yes.
And that is overly cautious with him.
Yes. But being overly cautious doesn't do anything for an injury, right? If you have a medical professional, if you go through the process and you're healthy, you should play. Stop making it about anything other than the injury. And that's what we did with Tua.
Here's a little bit more of Galu Tagovailoa on ESPN Honolulu and saying that this is ultimately Tua's choice.
Has that been difficult for you? You have been working with him and with both of your sons really in such close quarters and in such involved fashion. Is that difficult for you to separate that and allow him to make these kinds of life impactful decisions?
Oh yeah, it is difficult. It's hard because you don't really have him like how you had it before. You know what I'm saying? Like married, he has his wife and his family, and those decisions are based on both of them, and things that they got to look at. And his wife is such a beautiful lady that she's all about his health. She's all about and she tells him, I want to live long with you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure we do the right. But Tua grew up in a way that everything is just so competitive. He just don't want to leave the game. I mean, the kid loves it, and but I believe that the Lord has a plan for him, and wherever the Lord takes him, it's a decision that he's going to have to make with his family.
Yeah, there you go. That is Tua's father on ESPN.
I just think
I don't like when they use the Lord in this subject.
Very, very holy family.
I just think that you deal with injuries accordingly, not how they look.
Do you think
not how the optics are? Because here.
But do you think
I think the NFL and football teams get themselves in more trouble trying to do things that look right instead of things that are right.
But is the genie out of the bottle with him already with that? Like it's one thing to do it with any other player in the league, but as much as he doesn't want to be the face of concussions, he is. And they do look bad, and the Dolphins have already reacted the way that they have. So like if it does happen again, is there any going back, like to especially with the same people running the organization? So that's the thing that's kind of questionable.
They set the tone. I don't know, but that's why look, in all these different scenarios in sports, we have protocols of how we do things, right? Except this one, right?
Extra protocols.
There's a protocol that you set as far as health, as far as testing, as far as everything. And when we were going through this, I said, hey, the process is the process. They don't need to put him on IR. Like, let's let the process play itself out. But they jumped the gun because of how it looks. Well, that's not the process either.
Yeah, my thinking is like next year, like Grant DeBose had a really, really bad concussion this year with the Dolphins. Really, really bad. And he didn't finish the season. My guess, though, is if Grant DeBose, and I really hope this doesn't happen, but you just, use the example for what it is. My guess is Grant DeBose gets another concussion. No one's really talking about his career or what the long-term ramifications are the next time that he's out there.
Correct.
Even if he were to go out there the next week.
Correct.
Whereas Tua, everything that happens, if he were to get another concussion, it's going to be, oh my God, is it time to retire? Like the whole cycle is going to start again with the Miami Dolphins and with that.
But I think it's their own doing, because if they would have came out and said, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to handle it, we're going to do the medical professional thing. We want Tua to be safe. We're going to stay out of it, right? And let the medical professionals determine when is the best time to return.
I lost focus. D-Sizzle says,
that was not my fault.
I was just at Pet Supermarket. I marked 3 birds as safe from JFig.
Point for Twitter. So some jackass from this show is going to be walking through Pet Supermarket, and they're going to be a whole bunch of X's on cages. A whole bunch of X's on cages, and they're like, we got a problem at Pet Supermarket. All these people are putting these X's on these bird cages.
You guys are having a wonderful discussion, wonderful conversation about Tua and his dad.
That's the problem.
And then out of nowhere, I look to the corner, I see D-Sizzle.
Nobody has respect in the chat. The chat is a bucking bronco.
D-Sizzle I lost it.
The show is fluid, right?
The show's fluid.
It's fluid. They'll let you know when they want to move on to the next topic.
You just look at the birds in the pet store. They look like they haven't been traumatized by her yet.
Dude, I remember I had a
What store are you guys at?
Amazon parrot. I kind of like the little talking bird.
I don't.
But the problem is they're only receptive to one person.
There's no way those birds are gonna deal with Dre and Zeus.
Sure they will.
No.
Dude, I had 2.
They're gonna mess with them.
Yeah, the birds will mess with the dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like they're gonna start
barking.
You get like a
It's
gray,
funny though.
A gray parrot will start barking,
annoying.
and then it'll be like faking a doorbell. They'll be woof woof.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Like,
I had a when I was in Cleveland, I had a bird, and the bird liked cheeseburgers, right? So you used to get him just a little cheeseburger from McDonald's or whatever.
Excuse me?
And he would eat the cheeseburger and drop a little bit on the ground, and the 2 dogs would run over to eat it, and he'd slide down, bite him on the ass, and go. So I would just sit on the couch. I would sit on the couch for hours, give a cheeseburger, and watch the show.
2 things. One, what was the bird's name?
Pepper.
You named the bird Pepper?
No, but so here's the other thing. The bird couldn't fly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had 2 Shar-Peis who are fighting dogs, Japanese fighting dogs. They're mean as hell. The bird would jump off the cage and walk on the floor and go, "Here, Pepper." and laugh, and the dogs were terrified.
I'm just like, but wait a minute.
It's fun.
Don't birds just eat nuts? Like,
no.
they're supposed
Why are
to
you
eat
feeding it Big Macs?
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
And then he's biting more ass? Like he's biting
Wait.
more meat.
Guess what? Bird still alive.
The parrots are resilient.
If you buy a
They're chatty
parrot,
patties.
if you buy a parrot and the parrot doesn't outlive you, bring it back, you get a new one. They live 100 years.
Interesting.
Wait a minute. A bird lives on you. Now you talking about some big time
Amazon
snitches.
I gotta be
No.
honest with you, dude.
If anybody can snitch, it's a parrot.
Yeah.
I put what do parrots eat?
Cheeseburgers are not one of them.
Meat not in the top 20.
Yeah, I don't know why he's biting ass too.
Top 20.
Hey.
Fruits, nuts, vegetables, broccoli, carrots,
Like
papaya.
cheeseburger. Sorry.
Oh, what made you think? Oh, let me go ahead.
It's a bird. It's a parrot.
Because
doesn't even have teeth.
I think somebody was eating something one time and he went down and took a bite.
What you said? Polly wants a burger?
No.
Yourself a cholesterol parrot.
A1C parrot.
No, that parrot needs Ozempic quick.
Take a break. Goosies, no goosies is next. All right. We're not feeding these geese any burgers. Schmeathan says, you fed your bird cheeseburgers just so you had an excuse to fat shame it.
Wow, Leroy.
Point.
You would go to that trouble.
Witcher.
What do we got today, Jennifer, for Goosies? No Goosies.
Well, first, we have Tyler Hero, who says he's back tonight for the Miami Heat.
Are you doing country, JFig? Well.
I did not notice I did that, but I'm sorry.
Well, Jennifer, if Tyler Hero's going to be out there balling, you know I love me some Boa Wonder and his all-star campaign, so I'm going to say Goosies.
I definitely got the Goosies, but I'm curious to see
Goosies
that with this team and with Tyler coming back, if they like being on the road and being together, if it doesn't galvanize them to be kind of together and play hard and not have what happened down here.
It's only 2
happen
days.
again.
It's only 2 games. They're
Yeah,
gonna
but still.
They're gonna be on the road for what, like 4 days. They got to come back to this craziness on Monday.
All right.
I mean, we'll see. That's the thing.
By the way, no Goosies for Tyler.
Why?
Wait a minute. Day after your birthday?
You had the birthday sex injury?
Yeah. You had the birthday sex injury, and all of a sudden, 2 days later, it's all recovered going to Milwaukee. If there was going to be a birthday sex injury, I'm definitely taking another game off because I don't want to go to Milwaukee. What's popping in Milwaukee? Nothing.
Jennifer, where are your Goosies?
Unlike Vlad, I have Goosies. I
Goosies
didn't
galore.
want to think about that injury again. But
Why is Shams dressed like the Fonz?
He is dressed like the Fonz.
Yeah. All he need now is
Now,
the
would I be
glasses.
wrong? Now, you know what? I'm not going to say it, but he does look like a Disney character. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
He kind of does.
Number 2, Jennifer.
He looks like he has a hair hat on. Like when he leaves, he gonna put his hat on the side and he's bald.
Jennifer?
Bills Mafia raised over $60K for diabetes research for Mark Andrews after his critical drop.
Oh, they're trying to say maybe diabetes is the reason why he dropped the ball?
No. They felt bad for him, so they raised money for his charity.
Okay, well, we got to give Buffalo credit. They always do that. For
They do
everyone.
that.
They
Yeah.
do that. They're good, but there's not much to do in that community. So giving money to others for them to live a good life is pretty good.
It's a very nice gesture.
No
nice
Goosies.
Oh,
You don't really feel bad for him. You don't. I mean, it's a nice thing to do, but it doesn't give me the Goosies. We know you were celebrating. Everybody's making fun of him for his old Butterfingers.
Twice.
Maybe he was having a low sugar reaction.
You know what?
That happened to me.
Can
before.
I say that when this is all said and done, are we gonna look back and say Lamar didn't get it done because we're gonna forget about Mark Andrews?
No, he didn't get it done.
Right. All right. I was just curious.
Maybe that one time, but what about the previous 4 other times?
But I'm just saying.
I'm just
Like,
saying.
Yeah.
What
We
about
said
you?
the same thing about Peyton. So
Do you get the Goosies from Charitable Bills Mafia, Vlad?
I do.
Oh,
I
all
do.
right.
I do. It's weird, but I do.
Goosies.
I
What about
also
you?
have the Goosies
Oh,
because
Somebody's benefiting from it.
Despite the reasoning, yeah, exactly. Someone is benefiting from it, and we do need more research. So
Vlad, finally, because,
yeah,
Vlad had 2 changes just in the last 2 minutes. He went Cuban, and then he was a running back in the 80s, but, that wore shoulder pads.
It was the 90s, dude. I played football in 2000.
You played in Michigan, didn't you? Right?
Well, I played high school, so technically you could go all the way.
Yeah,
have the
no
Goosies, Vlad?
Goosies. No Goosies for that. Why am I? That's more of an insult.
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't that more of an insult? Isn't that adding more salt to the wound or more snow to the wound?
But somebody's benefiting from it, even though they're doing that.
They're the ones who benefiting.
Donate when he catches a game.
Yeah, don't donate to me after I dropped a pass that helped you win. That's like throwing salt to the wound. No Goosies. Forget you, Buffalo.
Like they do that when Tua gets hurt too. They're like, oh, let's donate. Tua got hurt. Be like, how about you stop hurting him?
It is part of the game.
Jennifer, what's number 3?
Number 3, Mr. Hat Hair over here. Shams says the 76ers are frustrated by Joel Embiid's health. And
You gave him a max, and now you're not satisfied.
And they plan to have a sit down with him.
Well, make sure you rest up his leg when you have the sit down.
Otherwise, he's gonna tweak it and be out for another 2 weeks.
JFig gets a point for bringing you two together. Look how look how unison you guys were in the laughter, in the joy you took in hearing those comments.
Yeah, I got the Goosies. Yeah, good. I'm glad that they finally have reached a level of frustration. It only took them a decade.
Wait. How long? What year is this for him? 10, 11?
Who cares?
For the last 10 or 11 years, he's been doing the same thing. You keep paying him money. You think he's gonna change?
Is there any sad organization in the NBA right now in Philadelphia?
Nope.
I was watching that game against Denver, Tuesday night. See BBL on the bench, just looking like a big BBL. Embiid's nowhere to be found.
Nope.
Paul George, Boy George.
Maxey,
It don't even
Maxey
matter.
is like
Maxey's the only one that's balling out, and unfortunately, his prime years are going to be wasted in Philadelphia. He's going to be needed. He's going to need a trade. This is so bad right now.
7 straight losses. Jeez. Woo.
That's funny.
That's tough.
Wait, you give a guy, you complain before you give him the max. 76ers.
Yeah, the Goosies.
No.
Oh, okay. Vlad?
Oh, I do have the Goosies that they're messing up. Oh, this is great. All this Philadelphia fans, they were talking heavy-ish after they got Paul George. Oh, Embiid's going to come back. Please.
Paul George has stunk. He's been no better than Tobias Harris. Eddie already said at one point when he had to play small ball 5, I'm bored. Jeez.
By the way, some of the excuses these players are using, I'm going to slap the crap out of them. I lost my joy. I'm bored. Get over yourself.
Tough life.
Play basketball.
Jennifer, you have the Goosies?
Look, the second you guys started laughing together, that gave
galore.
me the Goosies.
Yeah.
I can't look past that.
It looked like that was like when Hulk Hogan and Macho Man reunited. It was great. It was like you guys were like,
no.
Daryl Morey's like, hey, you think we should have a sit down with him? Oh, yeah, that'll fix it. Joel, I think we really, a little too much weight on the knee. Maybe, yeah, okay.
That's another person I'm sick of.
Morey?
Morey.
Oh, I hate him. I've never even heard him speak, but he's just highfalutin.
Wait, you've never heard him speak, but you say he's highfalutin.
Oh, I could just tell he's highfalutin, dude. You could just tell. Jennifer, give us one more.
Netflix has a documentary coming out on this year's Team USA Olympic gold medal win.
Oh, dude, I watched the trailer of this with and Bam, by the way, gets the final word on it. It's Goosies, dude. I'm telling you, take my word for it, because it's not only Team USA. Goosies. They follow Team USA. They're Serbia. They're in the locker room with France.
Oh, really?
It's good.
So it's about all the teams.
All the teams.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's on all
I
the
think
teams.
I like it. Tobin can't use words he can't spell. I would agree with that.
he knows how to spell fructose.
Is there an I in there?
No.
It's not like fruit. You got the Goosies, Vlad, from Team USA.
Absolutely, Tobin. Because you had told me about it early, and I saw the preview, and I'm like, ooh,
pretty good.
Got me interested now.
But it's about all the teams.
All the teams, right?
Yeah.
If it was about Team USA, you'd be all right. But the fact that you get to see other players, like how Greece, Serbia, Canada, France, how they get down, is pretty good. That was a great, and it's
Then you know what the most incredible thing is with me about the Olympics?
What's that?
Is when you see guys from the NBA playing with certain teams, and you went,
Oh, by the way,
I know who did that.
The Frenchie?
SGA.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He didn't know SGA was Canadian.
So is
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Yep.
Yep.
So is Wiggins.
Wiggins, I knew that.
Yeah, they're coming for us.
It's not just Kelly Olynyk.
And Jamal Murray.
Can I just tell you?
And
Jamal Murray. Listen, Canada, if you're coming for us, don't send Wiggins.
Jennifer, you got the Goosies?
Wouldn't it be something if the Heat ended up with Wiggins?
They probably would have.
There was some talk.
Yeah.
Would he get 22?
Hey, how long? Let me.
That's a
hey,
good question.
check this out. How long before Draymond and Jimmy get in a fight if they went to?
That's a good question.
The over/under games. That would have to be a bet, right?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, they said that the locker room didn't want him there. That was the only place I heard where
they only got room for one.
Goosies, JFig? No Goosies?
Haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
but
watch it during the break.
I can already tell it's Goosies.
We'll take a break. Final hour coming on up. If you want to talk about the Jimmy Butler situation, we'll take some calls. 305-567-0560. Heat fans want to voice their frustration or what they're feeling. 305-567-0560. We'll get to your headlines and more on the other side. Back after this.
a degree.
Oh, all right.
I put it on 71.
Look at you, man.
I'm trying to take care. I'm trying to like.
She's so cold-blooded.
Hey,
It's ridiculous.
you know, you could always go over there and put it on the temperature you want. You get. Just say hi to Ramon. No.
Let's get to some headlines here, which are brought to you by Doral Kia. Doral Kia, choose more 500 new Kia miles in inventory. Let the Sportage, the Sorrento, and the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. Heat back on the hardwood tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, Jimmy Butler suspended for this game and the next game after he missed the team plane. Had apparently told the
basically
team,
suspended for championship weekend.
Yeah, he is.
Wouldn't it be something if he was at one of the games?
Well, apparently he's going to be there's some paddle tournament down here, which I don't know what the difference is between paddle and pickleball or whatever, but he's apparently one of the honorary captains this week for some hoity-toity pickleball tournament.
So you'd rather be at pickleball.
Wait. But how could he sign up for that if he knew he was going to be on the road?
I don't know, Leroy.
It might be Sunday.
Come on.
They were coming back. They're coming back after Saturday night. So
This was
okay.
This is from Anthony Chang. With Jimmy Butler in Miami last night after the Heat suspended him, he made an appearance at the Reserve Cup draft and dinner hosted by Moncayo Ocean Club. Butler is listed as honorary chairman, and co-captain for this weekend's paddle tournament in Miami.
So, yeah, what's the difference between paddling and pickleball?
I have no idea.
And tennis.
Well, tennis. Well, I'm going to tell you now. Pickleball is lazy tennis. You don't have to move as much. The ball doesn't travel as fast. Right?
Paddle and pickleball are both racket sports that are growing in popularity. They have many differences, including the size of the court, the type of ball, and the rules of serving. Paddle courts are larger than pickleball courts and are similar to the size of tennis courts.
Ooh.
Pickleballs are smaller courts with a non-volley near zone near the net. Paddle uses a depressurized tennis ball with low bounce, and pickleball uses a plastic ball with holes. There you
go. Okay. So paddle ball uses a tennis ball.
It's just paddle, not paddle ball.
Paddle uses a tennis ball.
Depressurized.
Still a damn tennis ball.
I just want not much bounce though. Just want to be clear.
Depressurized.
And pickleball is like table tennis.
It uses basically like a giant wiffle ball.
It basically looks like little people standing on a table tennis.
It's ridiculous looking.
Yeah. When I golf, there's somebody that has a paddleball court in their backyard.
Paddle or racket or pickle?
Pickle.
Okay.
Little. I've never seen them play. But it looks cool.
Eric Spoelstra today. This is from Ira Winderman.
It's a Karen S. Whether tennis, racquetball, paddleball, Butler is a bum either way.
Ira Winderman writes, for Eric Spoelstra, this has meant the 7 games without Butler, the term of the initial unpaid suspension, the 3 games back, and now there's 2 games sanction that includes Thursday night's game with the Bucks. So he says, quote, the point I made to our team is to get used to it, Spoelstra said in a measured tone, agreeable to taking the question. Get over it. This is NBA life. This is the life we chose. If you think it's going to be predictable, you're really mistaken. I think it takes mental fortitude and commitment. Just focus on the task at hand. Nothing changes in terms of what the task is. We have a game tonight. We have enough continuity. We know what our identity is at this point. You can make any excuse you want to, but we get to do what we love.
You know what's amazing? I would like to pull up Jimmy Butler's quotes when he was asked about Tyler Hero on the trading block.
I don't know if he's ever been asked directly.
He was, and I can recall him, saying that's the nature of the sport. You still got to go out and hoop.
I don't think he said that. When did
I'm
he say
telling you. Okay, last year.
I remember Tyler said that.
No. Jimmy, when asked about Tyler.
I would like to see those quotes. I don't remember him saying that.
Okay.
I remember when the Dame thing went down. I remember him making an Instagram video where he said he wanted the Bucks looked into for tampering. I remember Tyler handling the questions all, while he did it some social media posts or whatever. But Tyler was called up by Pat Riley, called fragile this year. He's bald. He's been incredible. He has handled it with maturity. Jimmy Butler has not.
First of all, it's maturity.
No.
You are not that highfalutin to be saying maturity. You once battered a possum. That does not.
I thought it had rabies. I didn't know they were non-Rabonius. What do you mean, dude?
Well, say that again.
Non-Rabonius. They cannot carry rabies.
That's not a word.
I think it is.
It's valid.
I think it is.
It's valid.
Moving on. Tyler Hero, he said of this whole thing, he says,
glad that stink not on me.
I think we all know everything that's going on, so there's really nothing much to talk about. We love Jimmy. We'd love for him to be here, and I love Jimmy. He says, it's probably not the easiest to work with someone who's in and out, but you in any job. Adebayo says, we keep the main thing. Like I've said in the past, that's between him and management. We let that be that. The rest of us, we worried about how we can go get wins. Adebayo said, the thought in the locker room and in the huddle is not about who is in the locker room and in the huddle. It's next guy up. It's a next guy up mentality. That's what we've been preaching for how long at this point. So for us, it is what it is. That is from Ira Winderman in the Sunset.
Oh, God, all the cliche and standard.
Yeah, well, what do you want him to do? That's what I'm saying, though.
Keep
like,
the
what
main
this?
thing, the main thing.
What
Well,
do you
we've been
want
keeping the main thing.
Yeah, dude, don't have him back on Monday.
Dude, you should have never had him back from after that suspension last week.
Agreed.
You built this.
Agreed.
You did this. So now you got to deal with all of that. Don't tell Spo, that's great, but don't go tell the players, these young kids, who's in their first, second year, this is the NBA, this is the business. Because no, it's not. This doesn't happen in every organization. This is all on them. All parties involved are at fault. They all eating that pie. They both have a split of that pie. Now you have what? January 27th. You have Orlando. Big game. Big divisional game.
Yep.
Big game in the conference. And now is everybody going to be wondering if Jimmy's going to play in that game?
I don't think he's going to play that game.
I think you saw Jimmy Butler last time we're in Miami uniform.
I think when Pella Larson subbed out for him,
January 19th.
I think
that was the last day that you saw Jimmy Butler in the Heat uniform.
Bert, what's going on, dude?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh,
listen, man, about Jimmy, I really, can you bring? I mean, he's really acting like a kid. He shouldn't be acting like this, but in a way, I understand that he wants to win and go on a winning team. Phoenix is not the answer, to be honest. He's just gonna get more money. It's all about the money. Other teams won't take him, besides Phoenix. But what I'm trying to say is he shouldn't be acting like this when he you know how much he already made in 4.5 years? I did the math. $223 million he's made in 4.5 years. I'll do that. If I have that, I'll fly the plane myself.
I think that's the thing that has been interesting with this is that, I do think there was a point where it seemed like, hey, why is it only Phoenix? Well, Phoenix only seems like the team willing to give him the extension. And so, like, it was so about getting to a team that would just sight unseen give him the money instead of just going and seeing that he could earn the extension. And that definitely changed things. Right. Instead of just coming out and playing basketball and proving that, oh, bleep it, I'll go get the extension because I thought I was going to opt out and get the extension from anybody. Someone's going to want to play Jimmy Butler the max. And now it seems like, the only guy you can sucker is one organization that's doing it.
Well, and the worst feeling in the world is to overplay your importance, right? To overplay your talents. Jimmy, because of what he did here, made it sound like he could do that. Well, somebody's going to want me.
Right.
Right? And now we're in a spot right now where you're looking around and they're like, mm-mm. So it's not that. Now you retract and say, okay, well, I'm going to just go get the money. But the whole problem with all this is that throughout this whole situation, Jimmy has not made himself appealing to any other team.
Nope.
So,
and especially Miami. Like,
to me, I feel like he just going to go and do the same thing Bradley Beal doing.
Probably.
And what can anybody tell me to lead me to think anything different? Like, to make it sound like, oh, but if he comes here, he going to be different. It's crazy.
Easy. Playoff Jimmy.
We already got one sucker that.
But here's the thing.
So what? So another city can find a new sucker.
Yeah, but this is the thing with playoff Jimmy that's going to be interesting, Vlad. And this is why it's kind of like you want to have your cake and eat it too.
He's
but
number 3.
You're number 3 there. Like, you're not going to be playoff Jimmy in Phoenix. You're not.
But if I could be number 3 and still get the money as a
no, yeah, but like to say I'm going to turn into playoff Jimmy, they don't need playoff Jimmy. They don't.
But one game they might need playoff
maybe,
Jimmy, and that's all they would need.
Maybe
that's all he can say. That's all he would have to prove.
But odds are that team is poorly constructed, and even with Jimmy Butler, is probably going to get smoked by the Thunder or Denver in 5 games. And that's the truth of it. That division's been, that conference has been handed over.
Yeah, I just think, like, I just wonder, I would say to Jimmy, based on what has transpired the last 3 or 4 or 2 years, based on the amount of basketball you have played, what have you done to make yourself appealing to other teams? And if you
not beat Bradley Beal, that's it. That's literally what this is my case. I'm not Bradley Beal. The Suns will again, not beat Bradley Beal.
But by going through this the way he has is basically justifying Miami Heat not paying you, right? And in sports, you hear players all the time go out of their way to say, I want to prove these guys wrong, but not here.
560, you're on the air. What's your name?
Eric.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, kind of not off the subject, but honestly, man, it just brought up like other situations. So, in your opinion, give me the top jackass situations out of these 4. You had the AB situation. You had Keyshawn Johnson get sent home by John Gruden. You had Terrell Owens in his driveway. And now you got this situation. 1 through 4, top jackass situation, please.
Ooh, top 4, Leroy.
Okay.
What was
the first one he said?
So
AB.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do T.O. is last, because no matter how much of a fool he's been, when he got on that field, you never had to worry about him playing. Right? So never quit, never nut. I ain't never had to worry about T.O. not playing. He may have been a jackass while playing, but you ain't never had to worry about him not playing football to the highest level. So, and he's a Hall of Famer. So that separates all of this.
Okay.
Number 1, AB.
That was crazy.
You walked off the field during the game.
Naked.
And serenaded everybody.
Deuces. That, by the way, also after, let's not forget this, got kicked off of the Raiders for releasing phone calls with John Gruden, and then getting kicked off the Patriots.
Right. Not to mention it all started in Pittsburgh when wasn't he the one to release the video of the locker room?
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Okay. So wait, and then we have AB, we have Jimmy, who's the other one?
And then he said Keyshawn Johnson.
Okay, so
Gruden.
I'm gonna
really remember that one.
Keyshawn Johnson, I'm gonna put 3rd, simply because, again, no matter what you say about Keyshawn Johnson, you never had to worry about him not playing.
And he won a Super Bowl with him.
There's a difference. Listen, there's a difference in being a malcontent, but your team, you just complaining about your conditions, but you always go on the field and play. So I'm going to put him 3rd, right? And I'm going to put Jimmy Butler 2nd, because my importance in all of this is I don't care how much you complain. I don't care how much you bitch. I don't care how much you hate the organization. What do you do on the field of play? If you go out there and give a half-ass job or quit, then I'm going to always have a problem with that. And those are the two guys that did that.
Apparently, Keyshawn Johnson. Still not a fan of John Gruden.
No. Mm-mm.
Take a break. Back after this.
WQA.
throughout the building and get to the bottom of some issues that I may or may not have.
Okay.
In the building.
Did you find out who's been stealing your creamer?
No, it's not that. Oh, I've seen some creamer people, right? And in fairness, the main culprit did buy some creamer.
All right, Joe Drost.
Joe bought some creamer. He had somebody get some creamer.
Oh yeah, he's the biggest culprit. He knew that.
Right. But there's another office problem.
Oh no, what's this?
Somebody was kind enough to bring a box of donuts.
Yep.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I know who it is.
If you in the office,
she's beautiful.
And your ass go to the box,
but she's beautiful,
and cut half a donut, you're gonna have to deal with some folks.
I don't understand
because
this.
The half a donut is for the cream filled half a donut. The cream oozes. Eat the donut or don't.
Just eat it.
Right,
And
exactly.
you know what? Whatever you don't want.
So-
if you can't, first of all, if you're a grown up, portion control.
Right.
All right. And I'm not one of portion. Just eat it.
So
You're fine.
It gets funny because
it gets
Are you
worse.
talking about the donuts?
Yeah.
I
So
you know who the
I
culprit
went
is, right?
I went in to Claudia, and I said, "I have a bone to pick with the office."
Oh, wait, you went to Boss
I
Lady?
went to the boss.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, "I have a bone."
Went into her
I said,
room
"I
and
have a
walked
bone to
away.
pick with the office." I said, "We are grown folks. People cutting half of a cream donut, the cream oozing out the middle of the other half." Boss Lady goes, "Oh, that was Lynette."
Yeah, I know. No.
Wait. Lynette goes,
Rats off
I
a
split
tip.
it with Barney. So she was taking care. They split a donut, and it wasn't even a cream-filled donut. But if I catch the person
Nah.
cutting
Whoa,
half
whoa,
of
whoa.
a cream donut,
Yeah,
Okay,
if
okay.
she split it with somebody else, that other half
Right.
a donut
Okay.
should not be
No,
in
no.
it.
So
Exactly.
they were
I
culprit.
knew-
They were
Basic
good.
math.
There's a different culprit.
I knew it was Lynette because she actually said it earlier. She's like, I split the donuts, and I'm like, oh, it's
But she
you.
split it with Barney.
But
Barney.
she split it with Barney. She
Yes,
did say,
right.
She did say Barney.
He confirmed it. So
But there was
safe.
another split
There's
that happened.
there was 2 split donuts in the box. And I'm like, who splits a cream-filled donut?
And a whole PSA.
And don't split
Yeah.
an original.
I
a
made
plain
an
deal.
announcement.
Don't split a
It was
original
so-
donut. I don't
Right.
like that either.
Right.
Leave it full.
Right. So, yeah. So, listen, we dealt with the creamer situation, right?
And I heard you say something else about it a couple hours
You know who
ago.
looks like a half slicer?
Who? Oh,
I thought it was her. I thought it was the birder too.
Hey, Jennifer, are you a half slicer?
You a half slicer? You ever slice a donut? in half?
She does. She has.
slices
At
birds.
home.
No,
No.
Have you done it here?
No, never here, never here.
Okay.
No.
Have you
At
had
home.
donuts here?
Yeah, but not today.
Yeah, because you know why?
Because
We
everyone asked
wait.
me.
We went there.
No
We
offense.
went there earlier. It was almost a full box.
No, there was 3 boxes,
There's 3 boxes.
We went back literally
I
10
feel
minutes
confused.
later.
and there was
Oh,
only one.
Crickets.
There was
Wow.
one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Crickets.
because I got the original donut when there was 3 boxes. 10 minutes later, after next
Right.
break, I go back.
They don't. There's just that's
like-
just another example of how much this place cares about our show.
There's 6 pieces of donuts and 1 full
Right.
donut. I just didn't get. I didn't understand. I was like,
No-
who?
Nobody ever brings. To say, you know what, guys, we appreciate what you do. Donuts for you.
They don't care about the town.
They don't. Nope.
They don't care about the town.
Nope.
Oh man.
It's true.
But
You know the days Dan and I are here for like 18 hours.
Oh yeah.
You ever think, hey, you know what?
Should we get him something?
You know what? Let's bring some food to.
I tell you,
Friday night.
even I do
And
that.
you can't
You
even,
you do that.
Periodically, I'll come in and say,
can't even leave
Vlad.
from that room.
Periodically,
I can't
I'll
even
come in and
leave.
say, Vlad, Marcos, what y'all want to?
And I appreciate that. You know why?
Yeah.
We can't leave.
Right.
You can barely go to the bathroom.
We
Right.
can barely move.
Right.
But and then vending machines that hardly work. Anyway.
Oh no,
Take
hey,
your
let me tell you
money.
something. One of them machines, I remember one time I got mad and I hit the side of it pretty firmly, right? It gave me 3 candy bars. So we good. Me and the machine is good.
Because it gave you 3 candy
It
bars.
just dropped like rain.
Did you look at the expiration date?
No, we get old candy. The guy comes once every 3 months. And by the way, What is the one drink you should not put in our vending machines?
Chocolate soda.
No.
What?
Celsius.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
Seems like a wasted spot by them.
Right.
It really does.
Right there.
Why don't somebody just catch him and say, "Hey, buddy"?
I ain't
Hey,
gonna
look,
hold you. If I was the
more
guy,
of these, less of these.
Right.
if I was the guy, I would just take the stuff that's back here and just put them in there and just keep the ones that I have.
That would be.
We'll take a quick break. Final segment coming on up. Back after this.
Wow, look at this. You guys got in before Tobin.
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, final segment of the show.
Yeah, this is the final segment. And good. I just wanted, we're going to mark the tape that we have an empty square.
Yes, for the first time in a long time, Tobin is the last to come to the studio.
$5 says he's going to blame it on Lynn.
Please don't go.
Hobnobbing. That's right.
Let's see. We can't even see him.
Can't even see him.
Nowhere in sight, guys. He's probably doing this on
What have we learned today?
Doing this on purpose.
We have learned that.
Are you sure he's not hiding behind that wall?
No, he see, hey, you want me to say it?
Tobin's looking for donuts is what somebody said.
Hey, he said, are you sure he's not hiding behind that column right there?
Look.
Toby can't hide behind that column.
No, he's not. I just got him. He's on his way.
He can't. Look.
He's too big.
Look at that. No, you can't hide either.
I could definitely.
You could hide behind a broomstick, Vlad. Oh, there you go.
Nah.
So you still,
unfortunately, you're Cuban.
Still every now and then a little Chico exposed.
Yeah, she's
right?
she's Cuban. Unfortunately, she's Cuban. A chick is gonna show somehow, some way. Like,
what do you have to say about it? Say
for yourself.
Of course, fortunately.
What? You guys are late for 7 segments, and I'm late for one. And I was posting podcasts. If I wasn't hobnobbing.
What do you mean posting?
I was posting our YouTube clips.
We had some good, there's some good content from today's show.
Yeah, so I was posting in clip form for our audience.
Okay, I got
you. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
there are segments about Jimmy Butler up there.
And here I thought
you
it was
think?
very diverse.
You guys want to go off Jimmy Butler here for a second? I got to talk about this.
And you could hide.
Guys,
I did want to play that Stephen A. But
you want to play that?
Yeah.
Let's play Stephen A. All right.
Let's
hear what Stephen A. has. Stephen A's been mostly on Jimmy Butler's side with all of this. He's kind of changed his tone now. Here was Stephen.
Look, I've known Jimmy Butler for years. Got a lot of love for him. Jimmy Butler, if you are watching, you are not helping yourself, my brother. You're not helping yourself. Mark Andrews and the Baltimore Ravens is a different animal. But there's no question that even though it's understandable, it's unprofessional. This is an extra level on top of unprofessional. You got to show up to work in time, and when you don't show up to work, you got to own it. And when you just finished suffering a 7-game suspension, although you might have thought it was not justified, the fact of the matter is that was the decision that the organization has made. You're looking for your bag. There was a 2-year, $113 million extension you didn't get. You're hoping to get at least that from somebody else. How are you going to get that if this is your reputation going out the door? And it's getting worse. I would love to sit here and revisit what I said, Shams, over a week or so ago about Pat Riley and, love this man, first-class organization all the way, the winner within. We all know how I feel about Pat Riley, but LeBron did walk out the door. You didn't get Kevin Durant. You didn't get Damian Lillard, okay? I can point to those things. I can point to the fact that you're in – this is Miami we're talking about here. Everybody love being in Miami, yet you don't see people anxious to come play for the Heat. What's up with that? We got to ask those questions, but not today. And the reason why we can't ask those questions today is because Jimmy Butler was late to work. And that's really what the bottom line is. We can't make excuses. We got to call it like we see it. Love the brother wanting to get paid, wanting to get as much money as he possibly can. He's a rough rider. He shows up, playoff Jimmy, big games. All of that stuff is true. But at the end of the day, you got to be somebody that answers the call. You've been back for 3 games. You scored a grand total of 39 points, averaging 13 points. You're getting paid nearly $49 million. You got a $52 million player option. Pat Riley and them are looking to move on. They need to make this happen quick.
You think before the trade deadline?
They got to. They can't keep him. And I think that's important, whether it's directly or subconsciously. I think that's what this is about. Jimmy Butler desperately wants out. He told Pat Riley to his face, I want out. I'm just saying, when this happens, Yes, that's right.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Shams.
I'm just saying here, you know,
In
for
the
the purposes
gears.
of this show, you are not helping yourself, Jimmy Butler, when something like this happens.
Wow. All right.
Don't hate on Shams. He's been right the whole time.
He
Don't
has
hate
been
on
right
him.
the whole. He doesn't have to add that. In the gears, he was making his point. Look, I know one thing with Stephen A. Smith. One thing he does not tolerate with NBA players is loafing it and not showing up for games. So that is for a guy that's been nationally in your corner, one of the most prominent voices, for you to for even him to be like, hey man, hey, really, you're missing the team flight? Like,
add insult to injury. Guess why he missed team flight?
Paddleboard.
No, they said he was in
A party?
Puerto Rico.
Who?
I think that was just a joke that the chat was
really?
saying. Yeah.
Oh, he was. No, I don't think he was. He was in Miami last night.
He went to put
He was at a party.
jet setting
party, which
Yeah.
doesn't help, right?
Speaking of party, you guys sent me this yesterday. Jennifer sent this to me.
What we doing here?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Don't break my heart. My achy break your heart.
Oh, he was achy breaky.
Oh,
all
he
right.
was achy breaky, dude. He was so. What happened here, Jennifer? Like, why did Billy Ray Cyrus
sound like?
I don't know. Honestly, I have not done any research on this. I just know that
It sounds awful.
It's so shocking
He's
how
singing?
terrible this sounds.
Well, you call it that.
Okay, so during the inauguration of Donald Trump, there was musical acts, whatever.
Right.
Carrie Underwood performed, but
Had to
there was
wait,
a
like-
lot of technical
There's a lot of technical
difficulties.
Yeah, she had to wait like 5 minutes.
Someone got fired because a lot of technical difficulties were happening and no one's tracks were playing. So obviously
That feels like sabotage.
Carrie Underwood is a professional and she's super
left.
talented. So she just started mouthing, I'll just do it a cappella. So she sang and she performed. She delivered. She did what she had to do. This man,
Billy Ray did not.
Billy Ray, I don't know what's happening here. He performed, and once again, technical difficulties. You couldn't even hear him play guitar. But I just need you to hear his voice.
It's really bad.
Road to go, ride till I can't no more. Gonna take my horse, Old Town Road to go. I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna.
He's also running from one side of the stage to the
I'm
next.
gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna.
At least the audience is trying.
The audience sounds
Y'all
better.
can put your hands together now like that. If you encourage about, keep going. They told me to kill as
Who's
much
encouraging
time as
this?
possible, so
Where's his band?
check. Hey, is my guitar still on? I think they cut me off. Is my guitar on, guys? I don't hear my guitar anymore.
Oh man.
Where's everybody at? Check.
Totally fair question.
Is anyone back there? Y'all want to sing more, or you want me to just get the hell off the stage? I don't give a damn.
We know. He's got the engineer out there for him.
Playing, man. I guess it's dead. You know what?
Oh.
Hell, just snap your fingers. That's okay, bud. That's okay.
That's embarrassing.
Said
You
snap
can
your
tell the
fingers.
world you never was my girl. You can burn my clothes up when I'm gone. Come on, like this. Or you can tell your friend just what a fool I've been.
What?
And laugh and
The-
joke about me on the phone.
There's a lot comes to my head when I hear this.
Like, I hope these.
Go back to the phone. Or you can
What?
tell my feet to
Wait.
hit the floor.
It sounds like he's singing to a grandkid before they go to sleep.
Yeah, to go to sleep.
Like
exactly,
he ain't
yes.
singing at a concert.
Well, in fairness, he doesn't have music.
Well, he can't.
He don't have a voice.
No, exactly. That's
Hold on,
why.
wait, because
No.
when Mariah Carey didn't have any backtrack,
Not Mariah Carey, though.
She stopped, but they both have the same star power. She stopped. She was like, she said she was not going to sing, and she never sang unless that backtrack was playing.
Yeah, because they want to
man
lip sync.
Exactly. So if you knew this man was going to lip sync, where is the rehearsal? Where is?
Nah, that's a good question.
I don't know.
That's
I
a good
mean,
question. It seems like everybody
Was he
arrived that
sick,
day.
or is this vocal fry? Like, I need to know what's going on.
I mean, he's definitely toasty. I mean, like that's for sure.
He has no voice.
Let's hear some more.
If this man is
No!
why do you put him on
Yeah,
stage?
I want to hear.
Reaching out for you no more.
What is that?
Thank you. Good night.
Dude,
That's a wino cool.
Oh, now the music plays.
Now the music. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
They say Billy Ray acted weird because nobody gave him donuts in the break room. That's so bad.
Wow.
That
Minus
I
one.
had secondhand embarrassment just listening to that.
That's tough.
I had to send.
I
it to
do
you
feel
guys.
bad though.
I
If
know
the
a
stuff was
crackhead
working.
when I see one. Dude,
That was very cracky.
dude, I'm telling you right now, if that guy was walking next to 595 shaking a cup, I would put a quarter in his cup.
I need research on this.
I mean, I don't think there is any research. I don't think he can sing anymore.
Then why hire him?
He's Billy Ray Cyrus.
You know who could have sang?
He was at the presidential.
He was at the inauguration.
That's what this was.
Oh,
You know,
because I saw PBS. I thought he was.
well, it
just
was on
doing-
PBS.
It
You
was
know,
on everywhere.
they're one of the stations that was probably broadcasting the.
Apparently, his son wrote an open letter sharing concerns after his performance.
For his notes or his life?
Or his dad.
Or his nose. Because he definitely looked like he was on something.
You couldn't even tell because he had all that hair.
I couldn't tell.
Right. I couldn't. That could have been somebody other than Billy Ray Cyrus. We wouldn't have known.
He powered through.
He didn't power.
He powered through.
Dude, he didn't power through. That was like when a mom makes a kid eat their greens,
But if no music is playing,
and you eat one at a time.
But in fairness, he did have audio issues.
He did have audio issues.
He wasn't expecting.
Okay, then my question is,
But once
then
again,
don't try
where
to
is
sing.
the rehearsal? Was anyone?
They don't rehearse for that.
Okay, but what about his manager? Was his manager there with?
But what do you
him?
want his
If he
manager to
saw
do? Do you
some
want his
sort of
manager to be like,
condition, then don't let him go out like that and embarrass him.
Hey, Billy, not going so well, bud. Don't worry, Cliff. I got this. And you can tell my heart. No, I think you should stop. There's no music playing. You don't got the pipes no more, Billy.
That's tough.
Oh no,
It's tough. But his son is reaching out to say that that he is open to helping him.
What about Miley?
Well,
Doesn't Miley
They
have the
don't,
money?
they don't have a relationship anymore.
I can see why.
They really haven't really had one since she left that Disney show,
Can his son run an
or
audio
not
board?
the Disney show, but the
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana. Yeah,
Disney show.
It's tough.
that's brutal. That's like we see it all the time. These artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to check, but nobody want to sing.
They
Well,
sang
I
already.
mean, he did try and sing.
They did sing.
He
did
tried.
sing.
But he knew his ass shouldn't have been singing.
It doesn't. He tried.
He
What
pulled
is-
a Jimmy Butler.
I don't.
I think he tried harder than Jimmy Butler, to be honest
He
with
pulled
you.
a Jimmy. He pulled a Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler would be like, you guys know the words. This guy was trying to get people to snap. You know, he was trying.
He couldn't even snap.
Well, he was.
They're old.
He was
The
hammered.
old can't snap anymore.
It's very hard on their fingers.
I mean, come on. By the
Very
time they
hard
get
on-
their fingers together,
My
they
fingers.
need a nap.
Clap or something. You gotta always have as an artist, don't you always have to have a backup plan if something goes wrong?
I think he.
But the whole backup plan has nothing to do with this dude singing on the stage.
I think his backup plan was to gallop like a horse for Old Town Road. Where was Lil Nas?
Please, no.
Well, hold on.
No, there's no way Lil Nas is going to be at that
Dude.
type of party.
Are you crazy?
There's no way.
Little Nas X at the inauguration of Donald Trump
Wearing a red outfit? I don't think so.
with his butt cheeks out. Something crazy.
Giving the devil the lap dance?
No. No. With the first comments. Wait. With the first comments, there were only two we just say two genders. Right? His very first comments.
Perhaps he
You
would've been
can't have
welcome.
Lil Nas X performing at your inauguration.
God.
Oh my
All in
goodness.
all, I hope Billy Ray Cyrus
Oh, what?
either gets some
I
help
hope he gets a
or
sound
he's
engineer.
okay.
I just hope he gets an engineer.
But I don't think the engineer already like
He's been fired?
100%.
Well, no, they've had.
No, I'm saying like it's not his own engineer.
I would expect the White House.
The engineer of the White House.
But it's
See,
exactly.
from what I heard, that every performer had their own sound person, so that's why there was a lot of.
I think it was the same sound person.
Yeah, but
because
you still
Terry
have the
Underwood also
overall.
had issues.
They may work with the person. It's like us. Like we talk to the guy when we go to Vegas, but they have their own people.
Right.
So we go there and we could do the checks or whatever and check and do all that stuff, but they use their own people. Now we know them and
they use their own equipment.
Really good.
Unless like
and use their own
need to bring
equipment.
your back because they usually have a back line unless you have to bring in like your own stuff.
Here's
all on the right.
Here's our back line. Dade South. Tobin is Billy Ray Walrus. Tobin is Billy Ray Cyrus.
Let's go one more.
Schmeathan says Tobin is Sweet Baby Ray Cyrus.
Point.
I love Sweet Baby Ray. D Sizzle Tobin Sweet T Cyrus.
Leroy Ray Walrus.
I ain't got no hair.
Oh man. All right. That's our show, everybody. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.
Afternoons in the sports world are made better